how'd my father die?
49 times we fought that beast, your old man and me. We had a chicken head without feet, with a woman's face too.
Oh, that's rad.
It was waiting in the bushes for us. Then it ripped off your dad's face. He was screaming something awful. In fact, there was this huge mess, and I had to change the floors.
The floors?
You see, his blood had drained into the boards, and I had to change them. But we all got a chicken duck woman thing waiting for us. Every day I worry all day about what's waiting in the bushes of love. 'Cause something's waiting in the bushes for us. Something's waiting in the bushes of love. Yeah, every day I worry all day about what's waiting in the bushes of love. Something's waiting in the bushes for us. Something's waiting in the bushes of love.
Yo, never knew my dad, he didn't care about me. Dead horizon is all my macro binoculars see. Moisture farming all my life and not a drop spilled. My aunt and uncle double sons and sipping blue milk. My aunt and uncle double sons, I'm sick of blue milk. But then a desert hobo came and told me
we all got a chicken duck woman thing waiting for us. Every day I worry all day about what's waiting in the bushes of love. Something's waiting in the bushes for us. Yeah, something's waiting in the bushes of love. Yeah, every day I worry all day about what's waiting in the bushes of love. Something's waiting in the bushes for us. Something's waiting in the bushes of love. Hold me when I open like a flower. Hold me right. Yeah, I ain't had to bake for a girl in a long time. A long time.
I think my cooking's awesome.
I've got her picture in my photo wagon.
I keep it poppin'.
Yeah, she'd probably love to honky tonk.
Probably love to honky tonk.
That's what I said. Waiting for us.
I used to ride across the desert, you know. I used to glide on my speeder of faith that I don't find what I don't wanna find. Waiting for me around the corner, oh no, no.
Waiting for us.
I used to ride across the desert, you know. I used to glide on my speeder of faith that I don't find anymore.
Crispy bodies by the door.
Do not wear that outfit again. But if you wanna keep it clean, because I want to fit in. Sorry, you're just not terribly important to me. Did you know that when you used to debut have phone number 1 single song? Did you know that Christy, there are no girls with good personalities? I don't think we should see each other anymore. It never was supposed to be. Gotta return some videotapes. Have to return some videotapes. Did you know I'm utterly insane? I like to dissect girls that ate some of their brains. Gotta return some videotapes. I'm really late. Gotta return some videotapes. I guess I'm probably returning videotapes. Gotta return some videotapes. I guess I'm probably returning videotapes.
Into the world war. That is so weird. Are we even on? Yeah, I don't know. It's muted. Can anybody hear us now? Hello.
Hello.
Okay, good. I'm sitting here waiting for this to get.
Okay.
I don't know what happened with my computer. Jeez.
I look like
That's
I'm having a seance tonight here.
Yeah, I'm glad. I hope nobody caught my extracurricular activities here I was doing. Now I'm looking up at the chat, and I don't know if we're behind in time or whatever. That's the weirdest thing I've seen from the StreamYard. My computer's been kind of messing up for some odd reason. I hope it's not going to cause a lot of problems throughout the stream. Otherwise, I'll be kind of upset with that. But how you doing, Kayla? It's been a second since I've seen you.
I am exhausted. I am fucking exhausted, everyone. Everyone that knows me knows I work 3 jobs and it's crazy. So I'm just wiped out. I get a migraine, but I'm here. That's why I don't have lights on today besides my salt lamp that's like over here. I look like I'm having a seance. Wearing black, dark lipstick. So
no, I think it looks good. The lighting looks good.
Yeah, it's a giant salt lamp. This thing weighs 30 pounds. It's like real salt.
Now it definitely does look like a seance. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I can balance 30 pounds in one hand. So it's like a giant salt rock.
Wow.
Look at that.
Like
I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, welcome everybody. I know we've been off for a week. The holiday, I pretty much just took the holiday week off, which was nice. It was a nice break. Got to see the family. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving out there. Ate way too much food. Way too much food. Speaking of which, I'm going on a diet. Starting tonight.
You and me both after I eat this giant Slim Jim.
Oh man, I wish I could do that. I can't. I got 40 years old. I gotta start taking care of myself a little bit better. Rick Saylor, Hale, what's going on, brother? We got Blue Badger in the house. So excited for the show tonight. One of my 2 favorite CG shows. Well, thank you, man.
That's awesome.
Appreciate that. We got Daniel Craig in the house. What an absolute classic cover. Assuming you're talking about the Wolverine on the X cross there. Yes.
Yeah, that is a classic Silvestri.
And Nicholas Gear in the house. We got Jaro. Good morning, sir. Good to see you.
Hey-o.
Charles Rivas in the house. D-Wag. Bow. Good to see you, brother. Hey, Phil. What's going on, man? I see that he's getting ready to finish, I think, fulfillment on CG Vacation.
Yes.
Well, I think I saw him post that today. So that's exciting.
He's going to be working on more stuff because that's what Phil does. He just consistently keeps putting out great shit.
He does. He absolutely does. We got Electro in the house. Good to see you. We got Leandro. Good to see you, brother.
Hey, Leandro.
Got a member of the channel Astro Zombie in the house as well. Thank you for pouring in, guys. I appreciate it. Lorad. Damn, this is actually pretty good. Yeah, I saw that pop up. I think you were talking about one of the intros I was playing. I'm glad you guys like that. We got Sumo Thori in the house. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for being here. Yeah. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna have to go back and look at the beginning of the show and figure out what was going on. You know, I started seeing this pop up, but on my end, all I saw was the intro still playing. And I went to YouTube. For some reason, YouTube was showing me. I have no idea. That's weird. What's going on? Devil. I can never get this
Devilish
right.
Doyle Art.
I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, because I look stupid trying to read that. Got Bordeaux in the house. We also got Steven. Oh, and I'm back here. He said Frank Miller, BWS, Tom McFarlane, David Mack, Scott McCloud. Those are my top 5 artist-writer combos. I like it. Well, we're definitely going to get into this, and we're going to have a kind of a interesting list because mine is heavy on the art and Kayla's is heavy on the story. So we'll see how it blends together. We got Mark in the house. Good to see you, brother. Okay, everybody's hearing now. Seems like we're pretty good. We got Chimera. What's going on, brother? Got Black Rose, B Rose, David G. You got Dean in the house. Nice. Got Ricky Barrett. Oh, you took me a second to read that. I was like, okay, all right, like that. That might be that. I got to pin that. I'm gonna pin that. That's my favorite comment. You know?
That's your favorite comment.
That's my favorite comment so far. Yeah, good job. Got Tarks9 in the house. I don't know if I've said that, but hail to you. Good to see you. All right, let me get down to the bottom here. I think I've said hey, everybody's here.
ACBA.
Do what?
JMSCAB. Oh, Joe M. Sontag, appreciating comic book art. Okay, I got it.
Oh,
Took me a
yeah.
minute. Took me a minute. I'm not even blonde. Jesus, how tired am I?
All right, we'll get back on track. It's after being a week off, I think it's definitely evident. We need to step up the game here. So, what are we talking about today? We're talking about the top 5 artist writer combos. Now,
Duos.
duos. Now, when I put that out there, I'm not talking about like of all time, right? Because I'm sure everybody has a better idea of what I'm going to present, but it's basically just your individual,
Chris Claremont.
your individual writers. Now, I'm not huge into the writers, although I do like some writers. I do like some stories. So mine is primarily the art stories that I liked attached with the writer that I liked as well. So my top 5 is going to be probably stuff that you already understand and know from watching this channel. Kayla is going to probably bring you a little bit more in depth when it comes to the story and everything. So yeah, but I do want to see in the chat. I want to see you guys saying who are your top 5 writer artist combos. Now it could be on a story. It could be on an entire career run. If they worked a long time together, kept bouncing back. It could be a one shot. Doesn't matter. I want to see who you guys saying here. Oh, yeah. Pour it in now.
Aha.
Ooh. Right off the bat. Look at that. Look at that. Hail Desolate Soul Studio. Good to see you guys. I prefer story and can sacrifice some art. Oh.
Well, see, the whole thing is, right, if you are reading a comic book, right? If you are reading a comic book, Joe, this is something,
what the hell is reading?
Art will attract you to the book, right? The art will attract you, but the story is what keeps you there.
Yes. Granted, yes. Most people, that's the way it is. With me, it's just the art. The story could be shit, and I'd still read it. Leander said, I like Kenneth Roquefort and Kenneth Roquefort and Groken. It's a good point. It's a good point. Yeah, I mean, they could be artists that wrote their own stuff. There was definitely contemplation with that with some of the stuff we were doing. Claremont and Silvestri for the win. I could not say no to that. I could not say no.
I can't say no to that either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, this is a Savage Size Slim Jim. We haven't had this for months out here. So when I saw one at the gas station on my way home, I said, yes, I have an addiction to Slim Jims. Anyone that knows me in person knows I carry like a box of them with me. Yeah, so.
I like it. Kayla's perfected the art of eating on the stream. I like it. I do. Chimera said, I'm not going to get this name right, but Oliver
Lidroy.
Yeah, there you go. And Pat Mills on Requiem Vampire Night. I've never heard of it. Never heard of it. Okay. All right. Before we get done with this night, guys, we have an auction coming up on December 11th. And we just want to say before I jump into the show and I forget, we are putting out a lot of pieces out there. A lot of people are donating some very awesome original art to this campaign. All the proceeds that we are going to raise are going to go to Sean and Sean Ahrendt's family for helping out with the struggle of the passing of his mom financially. There's a lot of things going on when it comes to bills, trying to keep his parents' house, a lot of stuff that is falling on the Ahrendt family. And any way we can kind of alleviate some of that pressure would be awesome. So we're putting together this epic art auction on December 10th. It's going to span 3 different channels. It's going to be my channel, and then it's going to go on to Bancroft's channel, and right after that, Lord Crackhead's channel. And all day long, all night long, it's going to be some of the biggest names you can think of. And I got a piece that I'm going to reveal tonight before the show is over of one of the new artists that just put something into the into the auction. So be on the lookout for that. If you see the flyer around, please share it on social media. That's it. We'll get to that a little bit later, but let's jump into the top 5 writer artist combos.
Okay.
Should
Can
we
I
start
bring
with
up
you?
honorable mentions first?
You want to do you want to do them first? Okay.
Should we do them first, or do you want to do
Sure,
them last?
sure.
Doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it first. That's kind of yeah.
All right.
It's,
so
yeah.
My honorable mentions, I have to bring up Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, obviously. I mean, I think it's my honorable mentions, I feel like are very self-explanatory. I have to bring up Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon for their work on Preacher, Hellraiser, and The Punisher. I have to bring up Marv Wolfman and George Perez for Crisis on Infinite Earths. Jeff Johns and Ethan Van Sciver for their work on Green Lantern Rebirth. And I think that's who my honorable mentions are. So
I will concur with those. I
had
never,
to think very hard about this, guys. This was like,
I didn't come up with honorable mentions, so I apologize for that. But I agree. I agree with a lot of Kayla's
It's
for
my
sure.
Slim Jim. Hold on, sorry.
Larad said, I have Jawbreakers. The art was amazing. I saw Leandro say that your boy Zach and John Malin was the first. Comicsgate must have book titled Jawbreakers. Yes. I never read it. I missed it. I've never read it. So I'll just say I apologize for that. A lot of names coming in here, guys. Appreciate it. Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon, a preacher. Pretty sure that I think Kayla had mentioned something about that as well.
Ooh, Chimera just said one that, I considered it. Oh, Chimera,
Wow.
I really did. Because Slain Horn God that honestly, in my opinion, is Simon Bisley's best work artistically.
I have no idea what that is.
Hands down. Oh my God.
I'm not gonna lie to
How
you.
can I put it? It goes with the so like the 2000
Hail, Jerry.
books. It's kind of in the same. It's really good. We have to do an appreciating comic book art night with it at one point. It's just gorgeous and it's just high tea, badass shit. If you like Conan, you'll like it. Like Slain Horn God. It's like up my alley, fantasy.
Okay.
Sexy women.
That's probably why I've never heard of it. Got Sheldon Martin in the house. Good to see you. All right. I've got a bunch of videos loaded up here of some sample art from some of these runs that we're going to look at as we explain why we liked them, whether it was for the story, nostalgia reasons, whatever. Doesn't matter. What would you like to go with first, Kayla? I pull up anything that you
All
want
right.
to talk about.
So my first would have to be the person that I feel single-handedly saved Image comic books, brought Image back, put Image back on the map, saved the comic book industry in general because stores were going to shit before this was released. It's going to be Robert Kirkman and Charlie Adler for their work in The Walking Dead. Charlie Adler took over on issue 7 after Tony Moore left, after he did 1 through 6. They worked together for over 100 issues. Okay. So that tells you a lot. This is black and white. Black and white books weren't selling if they weren't like an artist edition. Comics were not selling at this time. They weren't. Walking
I believe
Dead
you.
put comics back on the map. I'm telling you. And this is something different because this is a horror comic book. Okay? Horror comics don't really do as well and just Robert Kirkman is a genius because when you read The Walking Dead, it's not about the zombies. It's about humanity. The Walking Dead is a metaphor for humanity. So I know a lot of people are like, they may not think Charlie Adler is the best artist, but we're looking at duos, people that work together, longevity. Longevity in comic books is hard to find, and I thought they were a great team together. So
yes.
I love it. I like it. I mean, the zombies are so cool. I like everything about this, a black and white comic. Like, it was awesome for me to see people buying a black and white comic book. So.
Ooh, Tales from the Crypt comics. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Good call for the comic book industry. Definitely saved Image. Awesome story that went on to take over pop culture and obviously spawned a TV show that was a number one hit for years on the chart.
Yep.
I never got into it because of the art, and that's my thing, and that's just one of the stuff. Like, it's just a style of art that I could not get into. To me, story wise, I'm sure the story was
great. It's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm sure it was great. I mean, it had to have been for it to be as successful as it was.
It originally was supposed to be 300 issues.
Oh, really? And he cut it off at like what, 190s? Oh, 193 was the last issue? Okay.
Yeah, which
were sales going down?
Sales were pretty steady for The Walking Dead. So I'm not quite sure. I think it has a lot to do with the TV show. And this is like, I think let this be a lesson to anyone that's writing something. Never, ever let anyone like make a TV show or a movie of your work if you haven't finished it yet. Because they're going to go on with their own interpretation of it. You've seen it with Game of Thrones. You've seen it with The Walking Dead.
I agree.
So,
It's funny too because when I was on Jeremy's show, Lord Crackhead's show last week, I think last Tuesday, and I brought that up too for some odd reason. We were talking about Game of Thrones season 8, and I was like, the parallels between what happened to Game of Thrones, what happened to The Walking Dead, are basically the same. They ran out of source material and took the characters in like a different way or tried to handle it themselves, and it wasn't the same. So I completely back up what you're talking about for sure. David Michelini, however you pronounce this, like I can never remember, and Bob Layton on Iron Man Demon in a Bottle.
Still one of the most popular Iron Man stories of all time. That's still consistent sells when it's on a trade.
Invincible is better. Yeah, I would say that too. I probably, got more into Invincible. Kirkman said when the show came out, every newest issue was the highest selling. Yeah, I mean, there was a period of time where it was insane of how much this Walking Dead dominated the comics and dominated entertainment in general. It's crazy. We got Joe Froggo in the house. Hey, good to see you. Let's see. Frank Miller, Walt Simonson's RoboCop vs. Terminator was good. Oh, nice. I don't think I've ever read that, but yeah, good call. Anything RoboCop, I'm down. I'm definitely down. All right, so that was mine are in no particular order. So I it's not like
mine in order, Joe.
it was like it's no particular order. It's just my thought process of just what
mine from the bottom to the top.
Yeah, you put a lot more thought into it than I did, apparently. I'm gonna go with Jeff Loeb and Michael Turner on Superman Batman run. I think I don't know if it was called Apocalypse or that was the cartoon, the movie they made. But Jeff Loeb, I love Jeff Loeb's writing. He's probably one of the first writers I actually got into where I was like, I actually like a writer. It doesn't happen very often. Claremont, Loeb, guys like that, where I actually get into the writer. But I like his style of writing. I like how he handles characters. I feel like he knows the characters and he represents them the way they should be represented. And he always plays to the artist's strength when you're doing a story. He leans into what the artist does well. And he always kind of gives an exciting, fun adventure along with a well-written story. And this Superman Batman run, I can't remember the issues was definitely it. And of course, Michael Turner just absolutely gorgeous work.
I mean, he's Michael
absolutely killed it. Yeah, it's exactly. It's Turner. What can you say? Yeah, they're not in alphabetical order now. Oh, is A Comics so handsome? Nice. I concur. Not in order. What kind of business is this? I don't know. Sorry. A Supergirl run got me back into comics. Nice. Actually, you know what is funny to mention? I got back into comics for the first time because I've been in and out like two major times. Was during this run and right around Hush. So right around both these, this period is something that got me into comics. Michael Turner and then Jim Lee.
I love Hush. I think everyone loves Hush.
Yeah, and it's on my list. I
know it's on your list, so I didn't put it on my list.
Issues 8 through 13, I believe. Thank you. I appreciate that. I knew it was something I couldn't quite remember. But yeah, this was just as far as impact, you got a superstar artist like Michael Turner who was already big in the industry, but he was set to really explode and doing work at the big two up to this point. Like this was really it. He got a chance to kind of flex his muscles with actually the Trinity, if you look at Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman in the storyline, and then introduce a brand new Supergirl. And I thought the art was amazing. He did just that. And if it wasn't for his life being cut short, I think this would have been one of the things that propelled him, especially if he got into Marvel.
He would have dominated the entire comic book industry.
1000%.
He would have dominated it. So.
Jerry says you put a lot more thought into this than I did. The story of Joe's life. True. Very, very true. Ooh, hot take. Hush is overrated.
Some people do feel that way.
Yes. It's funny when we come to Sorry if
so
I'm itching,
sorry.
guys.
I have to let this beast out because he is
Yeah.
going to continually cry even though he begged to be in here. Sorry. Hold on.
I'm going to apologize if I'm itching, guys. It's winter, starting to get drier skin. It's driving me insane. Yeah, I mean, some people, the whole thing of a story, right, is some people like the entertaining aspect of it. Like, I just like to be entertained as a comic book reader. I don't need anything that's crazy in depth, just something with some fantastic art and a fun story, and then I'll get through it. What I like, we'll get to that when we get to Hush. Now, I'll actually get into why I actually like the story. I'm not going to do that now. Where Diaz Bros, bring them to me now. Turner couldn't do Fathom because of the court case, so Loeb asked him to work with him. Yeah, yep. There was a whole weird thing with him and Silvestri and Top Cow and rights and all that kind of stuff. Hush goes a couple pages too long. Should have ended on Catwoman saying "Hush." I feel you on that.
No, I could see that actually. I agree with that as well.
Yep, absolutely. So that's my number 5, if that's what you want. If that's what you want
That's
to
your number
say.
5. Yeah.
That's my number 5. Yes.
All right.
What do you have in the store? What's your research? What do you got set up here?
Number 4.
Yeah.
My number 4 is I texted you my list.
Oh.
Let me go back to my text. All right.
Yeah.
I know who
I
my tops are. Oh, number 4 is Kelly Jones and Doug Monk for their work on Batman. So this was the first time that I ever saw like a Batman like this. It just blew my mind. It was so different. I have never seen Batman be portrayed this way, and it was written darker. I loved everything about this run, everything that they've done together. So they did the Dracula, Batman and Dracula Red Rain, which was like a straight horror story, and then just their Batman work together. They worked so well together, and it's different. It's unique. There aren't any other Batman stories like this. You'll never find another Batman story like this. They try to do things like this. They try to imitate this, but it never gets to be quite what this is. So this is Batman in the truest, darkest light. It's eerie. It's creepy. I loved everything about this. An emphasis on horror. I mean, you see Batman portrayed very darkly as like the dark hero in this, I feel. And just it's very pulpy. Yes, thank you. I was just about to say pulpy and gothic. It's very different. And the long ears and just how he's drawn and what Kelly Jones does with the cape and everything. The movie,
very stylized. Very
stylized. Very stylized. I mean, you look at this and you know that this is his Batman.
Yeah. 100%.
Look at the cape and everything. It's just
well, like I'll say I've never read a lot of the actual like sequential work that Kelly Jones has done, but I do remember my favorite thing about the Nightfall series were the Kelly Jones covers.
Yeah, he did the most famous one with
they were
Batman's back. Yeah,
absolutely wicked. I got a couple of them included in this little montage here. But yeah, like Jones, the way he draws Batman is just killer. It's almost like it reminds me of like the way Sam Keith would draw just anything because it's his style. So whatever character morphs into Sam Keith's style, I almost feel that way with this Batman run. Like this was just his Batman. It always looked cool like this. I remember these covers right here were just, I don't even remember what run that was, but I absolutely loved going to the comic book store and seeing these covers on the shelf. So yeah, absolutely wicked.
He's one of the most prolific. I would also say too, Doug Monk is one of the most prolific writers of Batman ever. Everything there's some crazy stuff in there. There's like in 1993, there was some unforgettable. It's like how can I put it? Like
I love that right there.
Everything it's just very unforgettable because it's very different Batman.
Yeah. 100%.
And it's basically they revamped Batman, but didn't change him at the heart of who he is as a character, if that makes sense. It's just he made the setting darker. This is what people. All right. So what people are doing in the comic book industry now, by thinking they're revamping something, they're not.
Right,
They're
yeah.
ruining it. How Doug Monk wrote it, it would be the correct way to revamp something and make it new and exciting while using the characters that are
Yeah.
already established, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's how you make something new and fresh, but keep the heart of the character who it is, basically. So he mastered that. So, right now we have the ruination of that. Hola, ¿cómo está?
I was going to say, I have no idea, but I'll throw it up there for you.
He's like, it's like basically like, what's up, cutie?
Oh, I
Yeah.
like that. Very nice, very nice. You got Jay Lee in the house. Hail, he says, I have all the Kelly Jones Batmans. Oh, nice.
Really, you have everything. I swear.
That is true.
I'm just gonna like go and like hunt him down, like at some point, because I want to see everything that he has.
Bordeaux says, in a fine line though, because you have to keep it new.
It was something completely new
At the time, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's not. It wasn't the ruination of the character
Right.
itself.
Yeah.
That's
And that's the difference between today. Joe Frago said, I feel like Batman should be more dark and Superman should be more bright and cheery. Somewhere in time, they both ended up in the middle or flipped around.
Yes,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of writers took their liberties with the characters in different ways, but I agree with you 100%. Like, I do feel like that should be Superman, and that should definitely be Batman. Jabro said, felt like they took what Tim Burton started and went further darker with it. Huh, interesting. Never looked at it like that.
Interesting. I've
Yeah,
never thought about it like that.
Yeah, me either. That's now you say that. I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, this makes me want to kind of dig in and get more Kelly Jones Batman issues to read. Because like I said, I know a lot of his cover work. I don't know a lot of his interior, which was I was trying to grab some of his interiors online when I was putting this video together. And while I was doing it, it really made me want to kind of look up these issues specifically and check them out because I was really liking what I was seeing.
Oh, I love Kelly Jones. I mean, Kelly Jones, he's on Twitter, and I always want to just message him and be like, please let me interview you. I want to interview you.
Right? That would be awesome.
I would love to interview Kelly Jones. I love all of his work, and he's just,
Superman equals
you have a super
irrelevant.
chat here.
Max Santiago, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. For 2 says, I survived a bad accident. Glad to be here. Hail. Well, shit, brother. I'm glad you're here as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever you believe in, may the universe bless you. Because I don't want to, if ever, I'm very I feel very different about religions. You don't mess with religion. So whatever it is, may you be blessed. And thank goodness you're all right.
Yeah. I'm glad you're all right too. Yeah, bad. Yeah, that's scary, man. That is scary. Yeah, appreciate you. Kelly Jones was on David Finch's stream last week. Really? Keep reaching out, Kayla. I guess I've reached out to him before too, trying to do it, and I've never heard back. But Kayla, let us interview you, says Desolate Soul Studio. I was on with them. Fun interview.
I have to go through if anyone has DM'd me, I am so sorry. I have been so busy working. I can't keep up with anything. I will get back to anyone. So DM me, or I know, Jay Lee, you definitely have showed me a video of some of your rooms, and I just want to go through everything to see what you have. I just want to go through everything. He is more than I have.
Yeah. He's actually going to be on this Thursday's show on JMS Talks Comics Live at 8:00. We're having Jay Lee and Zaid Studios are going to be on, so it's going to be a fun show. Tune in for that. And I think he's going to besides talking about his upcoming book, I think he's going to show off some stuff. So that's going to be that'll be a fun show. Jay Lee said, I saw Kelly on Graham Nolan's stream.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's available to be out there. I guess we just
he just did he did a variant cover for Graham Nolan's book.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, that goes to Metapumbe. So I would love to. I mean, I want to shoot him a message, but I'm not a big name. I'm not a super big name. And that's where,
Yeah,
You know,
you always
when you
wonder
have
about
an
that.
artist of that caliber, you have to bring something to the table. I can give him an amazing interview. I can guarantee that. But
Truth.
I do not have the following that other people have within this community. So it's like,
Some people might not care about that as much, you know, especially if they don't know too much of to do like research on how much viewership the channel is bringing. You know, so, I don't know. Most you can do is ask. That's all I said. Reach out. So that was your number 4. My 4. What am I going to pull this for? Well, all right. Well, screw it.
I
Since
love
we
that.
started.
What are you doing? Get off of the Christmas gifts.
Oh shit. Since we talked about it on the when I was pulling up the last one, we'll just throw into Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee's Hush. I really enjoyed this, and the reason why I enjoyed it was, yes, first and foremost, the art. Okay, it was one of the books I saw on the spinner racks when there were still a few spinner racks in grocery stores where I was living. And I didn't even know at the time Jim Lee went to DC. It was one of the times I was not really into books. I got out of comic books for a while. I was doing more of the band thing, and I just happened to stumble across this book, and I was like, Jim Lee drawing Batman? That's crazy. So I picked it up and I started reading it. It was one of the books that brought me back into wanting to read comic books again, specifically because of Jim Lee's art. But what I love about this story and what I love about Loeb, and that's what we were talking about earlier with the last video I brought up, is he plays to the artist's strength. And with this, it was kind of like, let's do the Rogues Gallery of Batman. It's Jim Lee. We got him at DC for the first time, drawing one of the most iconic characters in the history of comic books. Let's give him a story where he can draw every single one of the popular Rogues Gallery and then introduce a new villain at the same time. I thought that was a great way to handle Jim Lee coming to DC. I mean, that really made a big impact. Like, that was an event, you know, like this storyline was an event as the way it was laying out. Fun action, had some romance in it, had some, dove into Batman's history a little bit, you know, especially when they touched on when Clayface was impersonating Jason Todd. I thought that was really cool. It's just, they touched on a lot of cool things, interactions with the Joker. And I thought the way Jim Lee drew, it was probably the best I'd seen Batman, in my opinion, forever. And then
now it's become the standard for Batman.
Now it's become the standard. Yeah. At the time, like, this was the first time you saw Batman kind of like this, you know, in my opinion. Batman has had some really good artists over the years, but Jim brought that flair, that dynamics to just his posing, his paneling, the way he positioned Batman and moved Batman around, I thought was different than we had seen at the time. And it was, still one of my favorite runs. I like the regular run, and I also like the unwrapped version. That's just Jim's pencils as well.
No,
Yeah,
I agree with you. I agree with everything that you just said. So, you know,
great conversation. Love it.
I own almost every edition of Hush. So, like, I have the 15th anniversary deluxe edition right here. I have the unwrapped one. I have this one. I haven't even opened because I own so many goddamn copies of this book.
Which one is that one?
This is still freaking sealed. This is the 15th anniversary.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I haven't got that one yet. So
there's the unwrapped one. I have them in individual issues. I have just a floppy trade paperbacks. I have another hardcover version of it in color. I really love Hush. That was, that's something that I always wanted them to make that into a movie. I wanted them to make it into a movie. That is like the one Batman storyline I want to see made into a movie.
It would have been a great movie. Yeah,
I know it sounds stupid. A great movie. I wanted Ben Affleck to be Batman in it. I wanted Batfleck.
Yep,
I wanted Henry Cavill for Superman.
I would have been down with all of that. I really would have. I think this was a fantastic story. It was a fun mystery. And Chimera says, Loeb likes to showcase the Rogues Gallery, Long Halloween, Hush, etc. But I think the thing that was different about this one is that it was Jim Lee. You know, nobody had seen Jim Lee at this time, still maybe one of the most popular artists in the industry at the time still, even though this was kind of his comeback. But an artist of his caliber coming on and doing the book, I think, is what made it different, you know, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, I agree with what people are saying about the animated movie. The animated movie for Hush sucks. They literally
So bad.
they
Yeah.
changed. I don't understand why they just didn't like why they made the Riddler. I was watching it with Ed, and Ed's like you. He doesn't read the books. He looks at the art. That's what he does.
That's
and
right.
I was like, this is
That's
not right. This is not right. And he hates watching things with me because like I get so upset when things aren't like similar. I talk so much shit, and I'm like, like they ruined this for me. They absolutely ruined this for me. This is not Hush. Like, so I even went as far as saying I wanted Matt Damon to play Tommy Hush.
I saw that rumor, I think, going around when
I wanted
when
that
people were talking about
Batflick,
that.
and it would have been perfect.
Jerry says yes, but do you have Hush Unwrapped signed by Jim with a Batman head sketch in it? I do not.
No, I don't.
But that would be
But
cool.
I have
Very cool.
never gotten over to Jim Lee at a con I've worked with. Like, because I'm working, so I have a limited time to go around and, and he's not someone that got there early in the morning. So
Right.
he gets there when the show starts. There are artists that get there or creators that get there before the show starts. And those are usually when I, have that. What? The Catwoman dumped Batman in the movie because she realized he was crazy. I mean, they're both crazy. Catwoman and Batman have a lot of parallel stories.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just it was a bad cartoon. I was so disappointed in it because the story was so great. But I kind of knew they weren't going to be able to do the story justice, or they didn't want to, I don't know.
It's even more infuriating to me because I own Hayao Miyazaki's storyboard, like the Game of Thrones storyboards too. I just like storyboard books that they have. Okay. And when you look at the storyboard process, or if you went on Amazon and went to just buy blank storyboard books, it is done out like a comic book, basically. They have a picture on the side and the writing here, right?
Yep.
How hard is it to do an animated? It shouldn't be hard to do an animated movie.
Right.
Like
You would think it would be easy. Yeah, you'd think it'd be easy. Who knows? It was like same thing with
Laziness.
how many people out there saw the Killing Joke?
Oh, and that
animated.
They changed that up too.
Yeah, and that is the same thing with that. They changed that up and they didn't need to, and it was not a good movie. It's not a good movie.
It makes no sense, especially because the Killing Joke and Hush are things that continually sell. What are you doing?
Oh, in the stores? Yeah, for sure.
Continually sell. And I was there all October and the first week of November. I'm sorry. Now I have another cat in here that is being an asshole. I apologize. Give me 1 second because I wrapped gifts over here and she's clawing them up.
Chimera said the first half of it was just weird. Yeah, the whole romance between Batgirl and Batman in the movie was just kind of odd. I don't even know why they had to go there. Honestly. Bordeaux says Catwoman should marry Bruce and then divorce him, take half of his billions, and then be a real supervillain. Isn't that kind of what she did? I can't remember. I thought she did something weird like that in the comics though. Recently, meat stick. Yeah, Kayla loves her meat sticks. All right, you don't see many people eat on stream, but Kayla does it, and she pulls it off well. So,
yeah, it's a metaphor because I'm super straight, I guess.
Yeah, I like that. I like it. You do you.
Before anyone goes, that's what she said.
That's what she said. All right, that was.
Stick, so I do. I love beef jerky. I love Slim Jims. Yeah, I have like an.
You're making everybody hungry. Jay Ryan just showed up. He's like, "No, I'm hungry."
If I had nacho cheese, I would be dipping it in nacho cheese right now. It's Slim Jims with you dip it in nacho cheese. It's like next level. Like next level.
I gotta stop talking food. Like I said, I'm on a diet. On a diet. So that was my number 4. I think we were going to get to your number 3 if you remember what that was.
My number 3.
Yes, hit me with it.
Is who was my number 3? Oh, it was we're at 3 already. Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so my number 3 is actually Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale because I feel that they are a match made in comic book heaven. You
Who had
know,
mentioned this earlier?
everything
Mark?
from,
Nailed it.
I mean, it's everything that they've done together. So the Long Halloween, When in Rome, Spider-Man Blue, Hulk Gray, Daredevil Yellow, Captain America White, Dark Victory, Hulk, Batman, Superman for all seasons, the Spider-Man, Haunted and Wolverine, the Gambit store, X-Men, I mean Wolverine and Gambit. So they just work well together. They play off of each other's strengths, I feel. Um, Tim Sale had God rest his soul.
Yeah, rest in peace.
He has such a distinct style. I love it. I love how he draws women. I love the proportions. I just love the style that he does everything in. He makes each character like they're recognizable as the character that they are, but he gives them their own distinct look, I feel.
Right.
And Jeff Loeb is just, like you said, he plays to the artist's strength. And I love how they work together and just how Jeff Loeb is really great at showcasing all of the villains as well. And I could go on and on about this forever. I feel like I'm going to get repetitive. But Joe.
Sorry. Sorry. I was letting you talk for a second. No, I had to take care of something really, really quick. Yeah, and this is going to be, I like Tim Sale, and we were talking about this before we went live. There's certain times that I enjoy Tim Sale, and then there's other times that his art just doesn't do it for me. Now, I like the Long Halloween run. I thought that was really good, but the overall Tim Sale stuff, like I couldn't really stand him on what was it? Death Blow.
The Death Blow stuff. That's because
Yeah.
he wasn't. I think Loeb did work. Did Loeb work a little bit on that, or was it no?
I don't know if he did or not. I don't know if
There
he
was
did or
a few
not.
people that worked on the Death Blow series, but I know everything that Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale put out was consistently good. There was nothing bad. I can't think of anything bad that they worked together on.
Get back.
Someone name something that was bad that they worked together on. Please name something in the chat, because
somebody's gonna have to name something in the chat,
story
because
was always strong. It was always great.
I could definitely imagine that with
And
Jeff
the art
for sure.
is fun. I love the art. The art is very like cartoony-ish, but then again, like it's, how can I put it? Like his art style is just very different. It's like very cartoony, but then at the same time, it looks very retro to me in aspects, like how he draws women reminds me of like almost 1960s like magazine style, or like paper dolls. I can't explain it. I love it because it's different and it's unique. And Jeff Loeb is just a hell of a writer. He is an amazing writer.
That's why I think this comment's funny. It says Jeff Loeb getting a lot of love tonight. Good to see. Schwarzenegger's Commando might be his best script comedy action gold. I
forgot about that.
Yeah, I forget about that too. But yeah, I mean, Jeff Loeb is getting a lot of love tonight. Not on purpose, but just there is a few stories of Jeff's that I absolutely love. That's Hush and the Superman Batman. And obviously Kayla's talking here about just a bunch of different stuff. I grabbed primarily stuff from the Long Halloween that he's done. He's a good writer. He's a good comic book writer, and the guy's made it.
Nothing is better than everything that he's done with Tim Sale. I mean, consistently, these two have put out great work together. The duo of these two. Like I said, I can't think of anything bad that they worked on together. Everything consistently was good. There's not a single.
I'll definitely take your word for it, because I like Jeff's writing. I'm assuming it definitely is. I've read Jeff's stuff with other artists, and I enjoyed his work. So it's not just the fact that he worked with Lee or Turner. And I'm sure it's great. For some reason though, it's just the thing that holds me back is Tim's art for really getting into it. Rest in peace. I hate saying that.
You know what it is though? His art, I can see why you may not be drawn to it, because his art works more like with the story is guiding the art, I would say. Like, if that makes sense. It's not as like, I feel like maybe it doesn't convey enough action and excitement for you, where the
I
artwork
think
that
that's
you
it.
like
Yeah.
kind of guides the story, if that
Yeah.
makes any sense.
No, I think that's exactly it. It's just I'm picky with the art. I like, not saying that Tim Sale's bad. I'm just like, it's not my style. I do like some of his stuff because some of his stuff kind of reminds me of like Frank Miller-ish, with like the heavy blacks. If it was just black and white instead of colored, but I like The Long Halloween from what I've read. I thought that was pretty good. But yeah, definitely.
You've never read Daredevil Yellow, Bordeaux?
I haven't either, Bordeaux. So I'm right there with you.
So in Marvel, so he did Hulk
Yes,
Gray,
please.
Daredevil Yellow, Spider-Man Blue, and Captain America White. You can probably find them all collected together in a trade. I highly suggest it. So, yeah.
Sal's Challengers of the Unknown is great.
Oh yeah, Challenges of the Unknown is great. That's another one. I actually think many people don't. I always give Kelly Jones attention. I love Kelly Jones.
Yes. Yes, she does. And so do I. But Kayla's good. She's been pounding the Kelly Jones.
I can tell you, there's something. All right, for anyone that is a Kelly Jones
for a while.
fan, if you have never read The Hammer, find yourself a copy of The Hammer. I have it. I don't know where I put it right now, but he actually wrote it too. It is like the wildest shit ever, but it's called The Hammer, and I have no clue where it is right now. Oh, it's right here. I was showing it to somebody the other day. So it's.
Ja Rose said that Loeb and Liefeld were a good combo. They were. Yep, I forgot about
this
absolutely.
here. Why is it opposite on my camera here? Does it look opposite? Like, is this opposite to you guys?
No.
Or is my camera mirrored when I look at it?
Yeah, you'd have to check your settings. It looks fine from here.
Oh, okay. So maybe I'm just losing my mind. So this is Kelly Jones, The Hammer. He wrote this. This is a complete series. I think this book is out of print right now, but you might be able to find it. So he wrote this and he drew this. This is like the craziest. It is just absolutely crazy. This shit is wild. All right.
I don't think I've heard of it.
IDW published it. It is insanity. It's insanity. There's horror elements. There's like barbaric elements. The book goes from black and white, like with this heavy inks that he does, to color, to there's fantasy in here. Just everything. It's just nuts. It's nuts. I mean, you have a female character in here that's like literally like I can't even get into it. This is crazy. This is one of the most insane books I've ever read in my life. So, Jasper Plan 9, if he responds to your DMs, you gotta get me an interview with him. I want to interview Kelly Jones.
Son of Liberty Radio, Hale says Sale's art is very atmospheric and stylized, not flashy like you, Sontag.
It reminds me of like cartoons meets like pinup style. I can't explain it, and you see it in the women that he does too. And I love like the curviness of the women's bodies and how he does the eyes and the eyelashes and the lips.
Yeah, he's a really good artist. Yeah, absolutely, and that's why. Don't take the fact that I say I'm not really a big fan of his style as in saying he's not for anybody out there.
We all have favorites. Like art is subjective, wouldn't you say? We all have different favorites, and that's okay. Not everyone's gonna like the same artist. It's totally okay,
Jasper says Hush got him back into buying at the LCSs. Me too. That was the thing that I brought up earlier. It's Hush and Batman Superman's Michael Turner Loeb run were the things that really pulled me back into comic books at that time in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, whatever that was, that those books came out. And I think that's why it kind of rates high for me on the list.
I'm so sorry. I just got the funniest text. I literally spit my drink out on here. Because like my texts say when someone's texting you something.
Right.
I'll share this with you. after stream because I
Okay.
can't do this on it right now. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I just literally spit my coconut water everywhere.
Hale Vaughn, he says Batman Hush was the first comic I ever read. Nice. I like discovering new artists from around the world, says Sayor the Barbarian. Sayor. I like that. I want to get the absolute Hush. There's so many of the versions that have gone out. I need to get the.
Oh yes, their Deadman book is awesome. I have that book up here. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get the anniversary issue out. I think I'd like to get the black and white that was just Scott Williams and Jim Lee's line art for Hush. I think that'd be awesome. Mike Barron and Kelly Jones need to work together again. They're I read that.
Yeah.
All right, so that was your 3, right?
That's my number 3.
Okay, so my 3, we're gonna go with very easy. All my runs, you guys are gonna be like, oh yeah, that makes sense for Joe. We're going with Peter David and Dale Keown's Incredible Hulk run, the entire run. What was cool about this is I didn't get into the Hulk until after I got into Pitt. And when I discovered who Dale was, I discovered him through Pitt, and I went back and then got into the Hulk issues and collected the entire run. And I did it primarily because of Dale Keown, obviously. But I enjoyed the little bit that I did read of the story with this Hulk run. So obviously I'm going to think of the artist first, but also, I mean, it's just, I think everybody can universally can look back at the Peter David, Dale Keown run and talk about it in definite high regards for what it did for the character. The look of the character was defined in this run. Dale Keown's design, the Smart Hulk, all that kind of stuff. And Peter David, just wrote this character well. I've never read a lot of his other stuff, so I don't really know him as a writer, what you guys consider him good or bad, but I enjoyed the Hulk stuff, especially this right here, the Hulk End. That is one of my favorite books, like top 20 at least. I just absolutely loved everything about the Hulk End.
No, they actually worked very well together. That whole Hulk run is amazing. So I have nothing bad to say about it. You really should go back and read it because there are a lot of things like the perspective of like being the Hulk and being Bruce, the separation of the two.
Yeah. Well, that's what I loved. That's what I loved about
important.
it. And I actually did. This is one of the few books I've actually read because I really did enjoy it. And how it ends with the Hulk finally being rid of Bruce and then realizing he's alone and he's cold, like it's just, I thought it was a very depressing, but very awesome. And it's like, very, very well written, very for sure. Poor Peter David isn't doing well. Loved his revamp of Aquaman. I didn't even know what's going on with him lately, health wise or anything. I didn't even know if he was still working. I know he does some Hulk stuff every once in a while for Marvel, but I really haven't kept track with him as a writer. It's primarily because I love Dale's art so much, and I just kind of Peter David was a writer at the time. And that's just kind of how it is with me, guys. Like I do like writers, but I associate them more with the artist run that they do than I do the artist or the writer that wrote that. Dale's made me want to do more with my art after hearing him talk about trying to improve himself. Yeah, and that's what's cool about Comicsgate and being able to be on here and stream with everybody is you get to talk to people like Dale Keown and even guys like him, guys that are at the top of his game. Even that, like him and Sylvester, I say this, Sylvester's 67, Dale just turned 60. They're producing still some of the best work in the business, and they're always trying to get better. So like as an artist, you can always absolutely get better at your craft. Not only better written, it delved into very interesting metaphysical questions. Yeah. So this was absolutely it. And that's how it ends right there. Let me see if I can back up. Absolutely love this. That's why I ended this little video with this last page of the Hulk of the end. I just love how this ends. It's talking about this is the only one there is, and he's like, Hulk feels cold. And it's just like, man, what a depressing end, but what a great end to that story. Like so well done. And obviously the art was amazing as well. Gyro says Dale draws the quintessential modern Hulk, just like Jim Lee's Magneto and Todd Spidey. I agree with you 100% on that. 100%. Absolutely. I think JDA posted that Peter David had a stroke and a heart attack. Oh,
wow. That's God bless.
oh. Man, sorry. It is cold down here. All right. I just want to say, like, this room is always cold, no matter what. No matter what. Even if the heat's on, like, it just doesn't circulate down here. I hate it.
I so want to go cold-blooded. Every time someone says it's cold, that's what I think of.
Henry Hale, he says, Roy Thomas and John Buscema, Conan, Chris Claremont and John Byrne, X-Men, Lee Wine and Bernie Wrightson, Swamp Thing, writer-artist Frank Miller, Daredevil, writer-artist BWS for Weapon X. Good calls. I like all those. Those could be definitely the honorary mentions. Yeah, definitely keep dropping yours in the chat. I'd like to see what everybody thinks of their combo. Again, this doesn't have to be proclaimed as the best. It's just whatever you feel. You know, what is the best combo that you enjoyed. I'm watching Sontag dumb all over the Tim Sale right now, unsubbed. I still like Tim Sale. He's just not my favorite artist. That's all.
Okay, even if you didn't, that's, you know what I'm saying? Who cares?
That's right.
That's how I look at it.
That's absolutely right. All right, so that was my number 3. We're cruising right along. What is your number 2?
My number 2 is Roy Thomas and John Buscema. I'm sorry. For
some people reading
the 90 issues together, they worked together on Conan. Why do I think that's... I almost thought that was a Barry Windsor Smith cover.
It could be.
But yeah, so
I grabbed a few. I grabbed
Barry
what I could
Windsor
find.
Smith did 1 through 25 of Conan, and then Buscema came in and took over from 25 to 190. Roy Thomas worked on Conan 1 through 115. So they did 90 issues together, and then afterwards he took a break and came back and did 240 through 275. So they
Craziness.
did. Is it 100 issues? Look, I get dyscalculia. Math is not my strong suit
Dyscalculia. I
unless
like
it's
it.
money. It's like you have the reading things. I have the mathematics things. But they just were a great team together. I mean, Roy Thomas had the job of taking Robert E. Howard's work and kind of using that as the base to make something of his own while respecting Robert E. Howard's work, which is hard to do. And I mean, when you think of the most prolific Conan the Barbarian artist, it'd be someone.
Sure.
So, I mean, I think this is very explanatory to everybody.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
Really like much that I have to say. But I mean, you have, Conan, like this really kind of defined the look of Conan. I just want to say it's like very masculine, barbaric. The women were sexy, gorgeous women, even like the evil women, they were hot. Just
the way they should be.
For the most part was good. So 1970 to 1980, the issues were great. Yeah, they were. So
the whole Conan the Barbarian run to this day, I love going back and reading those issues. Nice.
So my dad is who exposed me to Conan the Barbarian. So
you can't go wrong with it. You can't go wrong. And what I like about Buscema, I mean, he's somebody that inspired a lot of my heroes as well. You know what I mean? When you look back, I would say when you look back at his art, you can definitely see what and who he inspired of the generation I grew up loving.
High fantasy, just very high fantasy, very high tea. I love it. The women look like women. Like Belit is my favorite female character. I always felt that she was Conan's counterpart. I know everyone is like, oh, Valeria, oh, Red Sonja, but Belit is my bitch.
Is that what they say?
Right there. Yes, that's like literally like whatever. Belit is my bitch. That's my girl, and I love it all. So. I mean,
Sayur says, don't forget the Savage Sword of Conan. Those black and white magazines are gorgeous. So, Buscema was and still is a
Big
legend.
John. Yep, he is. He will forever be a legend. And Roy Thomas as well too. So, and and I have a lot of respect for Roy Thomas. I love Roy Thomas as a person. I met him at a con. He gave me a pep talk. He actually made me cry in the middle of the con because he was so
inspirational.
positive. Yeah, I was doing press and my team had to leave and I was there by myself and I had to go out and get interviews, and a few of the people that we had interviews lined up with, which were a couple cosplay girls that were in the magazine that I was in and a couple other women, refused to let me interview them, even though I had the press badge and the person that was running the magazine told them that I would be going to interview them. It should be, you know what I'm saying? And they agreed. As soon as they took a look at me, they refused to let me interview them. So I was like devastated. Like, what am I going to do? These interviews are lined up and these women won't let me interview them.
All jealous. That's what it is.
No, that's why, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. There are a lot of people that it's a lot of the women that say they're pro, like pro positive, like women this, women that. They're not. They are not. They do not want any other women to succeed. They want to be at the top of the game. They want to be the queen of it all. And I'm sorry, like they're not as supportive to other women unless they feel that the woman is going to benefit them in some way, shape, or you know, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
So, but he gave me the most inspiring pep talk, and he told me about his life story. You know, he was like knocking on Marvel's door. He told me about his living situation, how, you know, just how everything ended up happening for him. So, yeah, Roy Thomas is an angel, and I will never say anything bad about him. And yeah, so.
Art Jay Ryan says Conan was 3-way or no way.
Yep, he had
hell yeah.
He had everything. It's fantasy, baby. Anything goes in fantasy. But it was also done like so classy and just in a way. And I love how he talked to women too. Like, shut up, she bitch, you know, like Conan's great. It's very, like I said, very like, you know, he's the man that men should strive to be, you know. He'll like protect the women, honor, put bitches in their place, fight bravely, you know. Also, women can also be like the downfall, you know, we sleeping around and sleep with the wrong women, crazy bitch. There's a lot of great stuff. But Roy Thomas was respectful to Robert E. Howard's work, which I can't say the same thing is going on with any of the current Conan stuff or whatever the case. I think Marvel lost whatever with Conan from what I can remember recently.
Kept track of.
Well, thank God, because they ruined it. The minute that they started making what ifs a reality and did the Savage Avengers, although Dan Pesonian does great artwork for Conan. I just clicked on something. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Conan, yawn.
I like Dan Pesonian's artwork for Conan and everything. It's just the way shit is written is absolutely atrocious. It's horrible, and I will only
100%.
read the Sumerian if I want a Conan story at this point. So,
all right, going back up to the top, we got Son of Liberty Radio said Ostrander and Truman.
Yep.
Joe Lansdale and Truman, and Dixon and Truman were all great artist-writer combos. Astro Zombie said Brubaker and Phillips on anything. Max said Claremont and Byrne, inspiring for me, absolutely. What were some of the other ones I saw in here that I might have missed? David Michelini issues of Daredevil were darn good too. Let's see. I saw a bunch of names coming here. Maybe I missed some. Sorry if I missed some, guys. Kirkman and Otley and Invincible, Choi and Lee and Wildcats, Lowe, McGinnis and Superman, Joe Casey and Bacello. Oh, Steampunk and Todd Capullo on Spawn. Now that's a good.
Todd and Capullo on Spawn.
Good call. I'm surprised actually.
That one either.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I kind of skipped over
that one now.
Yeah,
changing your list. You have an honorable mention.
I would have to go make a video real quick, but yeah, honorable mention. Absolutely, good call. Good call on that one, Gyro. I like that. Conan was a gentleman. He always gave a generous reach around. Wolverine having gay sex with Conan.
Probably. Oh my God. If I brought my father.
Did that actually happen?
If I brought my father in here right now and told my father that's what they're doing, he would lose his. If I should bring him in and you should have him lose his mind, he would lose his fucking mind. It would be comical.
Jay Lee said, speaking of Conan, you do know that Jim Lee, Tom McFarlane, and Will Portasio did back-to-back issues for 3 issues. I did not know that. Nope, didn't know that at all.
They did.
Titan will be publishing the new Conan book coming out in 2023.
Well, hopefully it's good. I mean, but they have to now keep up with the Sumerian, which now that I've read Ablaze's The Sumerian, I mean, Marvel absolutely just ruined Conan the Barbarian the past couple of years. They fucking destroyed the property completely. It's horrible.
Henry said John Buscema's Conan was great. Was always drawn great, and different inkers gave a different flavor to the art. Whether he was inked by Alfredo
Alcala, Rudy
There you go.
Neves, Ernie Chan, or he inked it himself.
Yeah, I will agree though, like 100%. I don't know a lot of those inkers' names, but yeah.
Oh, that's one that I totally didn't even think of, and that's something I love. Miller and Jansen on Daredevil.
Yeah, there was a few things I wanted that I went through, and what I settled on was what I ended up settling on. But that was one of the ones that kind of went through my mind was that run as well. So good call, Jasper. Yeah, for sure. We got Matt in the house. Hell yeah. We got Stipley Vaughn as well. David Walt in Star Wars with Tom Palmer inks is legendary. I never read a lot of Star Wars books.
Me neither. So I can't really speak on that. Oh God, let's not talk about that. That was for a series in 2000 and something. I don't know. It was someone's fanboy fiction. It did not do well, and a lot of people
it was fan fiction.
That it existed. Right? Yeah. It was fan fiction that they made into a miniseries, and it didn't sell. It did not sell.
Matt said he read Conan back in the Spinner Rack days. Man, a lot of names I don't know. JRJ were great on D-Day DD2. I like JRJ's run. I have no idea about the writer. I never really read it, but I do like and I'm not even a big fan of JRJR, but I did like his stuff on the 90s Daredevil when he did it back then. And that's all I can really say because I really never paid too much attention to it.
Yes, they definitely are. Dennis O'Neil and Neil Adams. Yes, I agree with that.
Even though I was never a huge Neil Adams fan as far as style, like obviously I respect him. He's an amazing artist. I never really got into a lot of his work though, to be honest with you. But yeah, absolutely. Created Ra's al Ghul. Neil Adams did a ton of stuff for DC. And yeah, absolutely. Good call. Marv Wolfman, George Perez, Claremont Silvestri, Loeb, Tim Sale, Lee Ditko, Frank Miller, Klaus Janson.
Yep. Vaughn is actually, I'm just going to make a comment real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Vaughn is actually very, very intelligent. If you're not following Vaughn on Twitter, you should be. I met Vaughn at a con when I was working at Nick's, and he's very smart. Was getting a bunch of comic book stuff, and it's great because he's young. He's young. Vaughn, how old are you? Again, he's in his very early 20s. But
nice.
Let me tell you, so he worked on this book here. This book is
Hunter Ninja Bear.
Back this book, I think it might be in. You guys went to shops now, right? This is Hunter Ninja Bear. So This book is insane. This is like it's hunters, ninjas, bears, action. What more could you really want in a book? It's just complete craziness. So this book was written. This book was written by Chuck Dixon, and then
23 years old.
Ruby did the art. Rob Hunter did the inking. Ivan Nunes was a colorist. Taylor Esposito was a letterer, and then the editors. Vaughn Coleman was one of the editors of this book, and Hunter Fenaglio. So this is an insane book. If you get a chance to read this, if you did not back the campaigns, and I believe it is in certain shops, you want to get this book. This book is great. And Vaughn knows, Vaughn's 23 years old. And I can tell you, he knows what he's doing, editing books. He reads the comic books. I mean, he knows a lot about the industry itself. He knows a lot about, what to do, what not to do. And he's making his way around the circles very fast. So I just think he is incredibly talented young man, and he's going to do very well within this industry with everything he's doing. And I'm personally waiting for him to drop a book himself because I know that he can really write if he wanted to. So yeah, and I think he's doing a show now too with Vaughn. Who are you doing a show with? He's doing a show with one of our names in the CG community. I just can't remember who right now. So
Jasper said, how can you like Sylvester and not Neil Adams? I didn't say I didn't like Neil Adams. It was not a huge fan of his art. Like I didn't get into his art where I collected a bunch of his stuff. It's like a lot of the older artists, like the generation that came before the generation I grew up loving. I appreciate a lot of their work, but I don't own a lot of it. I don't collect a lot of it. I see it on Google or whatever, and I can appreciate the style art. I can appreciate the influence that they had on the guys I loved, but I just never got into them in that way, if that makes sense. So yeah, definitely don't dislike Neil Adams
even if he did, so what?
True. Yeah, that's right. So what, Jasper?
Even if he did, so what? That's like my opinion, because we're all going to have different favorites. You know what I'm saying? Like we're all different people. We're going to have different favorites. We're going to like different shit. That's just the reality of the world.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Fear Lantern Haley says, it was a what if multiverse story with a team that jumped like the Jet Li 1 movie. They Wolverine had gold claws to such trash.
Are you talking about which?
Must be some of the
what are
newer
we talking
stuff.
about? Are you talking about that horrible thing again? Like, are you talking about the horrible Hercules Wolverine book that really does not exist because it's someone's trash fan fiction? Or are you talking about Hot Claws? I mean, did you guys see Diamond Claws? I mean, that was even worse. Patch with diamond claws and blonde hair. So
I haven't seen.
Okay, yeah, Vaughn is he's working on stuff for his own channel, and he's on a show with Billy Tucci. I was like, I couldn't think of who it was because Vaughn's everywhere. He's like hanging out with the big dogs. He's like going to have cigars with sorry.
I'm pretty sure Vaughn's been on Odd Stuff before. For sure we've had you on.
Yeah, he's very young. He's 23, but he knows what he's doing. I have a tremendous respect for him after talking to him in person. So yeah.
Very, very cool. All right, so that was your 2. So I needed 2. I needed the number 2. All right, my 2 is okay.
Yeah, we're fun. We're friends. We're friends, totally. I'm just saying.
Coming in hot. I dig it.
It's a Slim Jim. I'm juiced up.
Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's Court of Owls, I thought was fantastic. One of the better stories of the 52. Going past Court of Owls, I was kind of disappointed with the way they took the story, but I loved Court of Owls because one, this is much like Jim Lee coming on to the book to do Hush. Like this was Greg Capullo. Everybody knew who he was Spawn. You had the excitement of the new 52 at the time, and there was just excitement around this book because of Greg Capullo coming to the character for the first time. And not only that, but you had this really cool story with a brand new villain. It wasn't the same old super villains that Batman had to face. And I liked how it leaned into the mystery of it all. It really put Batman out of his element of not knowing the city the way he thought he did. And it really just kind of took him off his game. The talents were really cool. The art was fantastic. And one of the few times, and I'm going to say this, like I don't like all the stuff that Scott Snyder writes. There's a lot of stuff I don't like that he writes, to be honest with you. A lot of stuff that disappoints me. But this particular book, The Court of Owls run, I thought it was fantastic. And the art is great.
Are you waiting for me to say something?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to comment on
So this storyline is great, but I don't think this is Capullo's best artwork.
No, it's not, but that's not the point. The point is,
that's what it was for me. So I
yes,
can't
always stay on Kayla's good side, just so you guys know.
It's the Massachusetts in me, guys. I'm so sorry.
Yes, metal did.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying, like, it's a fact, it's the reality. We're not all 100% the same shit. Just like me with this right here. This isn't it's not even in my top 10. So
yeah. Well, it's funny when we were going over our list. I was just like, most of the stuff Kayla was bringing up, I was like, really? But we see things in a different way. She comes a little bit more from the story, and I come a little bit more from the art. But I will agree. Astro Zombie says Snyder starts strong but fizzles out. He does. It's one of his
that's
weaknesses, I would say.
that's what it is for me. It's like you can start the story, but you don't know how to end it well. I need a story that has a clear beginning, middle, and end.
Right, yeah. Whatever. Said Scott Snyder and Jock on Black Mirror is one of the best Batman stories. And Jasper said, "Oh, F me, I saw Sontag putting Snyder and Capullo on his list a mile away. I'll counter it with Jock and Snyder on Batman and Black Mirror. I don't like Jock's art, though. Dude, I need to read Snyder's Batman. Came out just as I was getting into comics. Read some, but not all of it. The Court of Owls is good. I really dug the Court of Owls.
See,
some of his other stuff, not so much.
I'm comparing Scott Snyder's writing to like the Batman stories that I loved, which is Jeff Loeb's Batman, which I can't, I'm sorry, I don't think he's as great as a writer as Jeff Loeb.
Oh no, he's not.
And that's what it is for me.
And that's the thing about this list being subjective is I could really care less, honestly, about the story. Like I attach myself to the art, and if I was entertained by the story, then that's a combo for me that I liked. Snyder and Capullo was a fun combo for a while, even though it started to fizzle, like a lot of people were talking about. Loeb was a fun combo with me because he was with Lee or Turner, or Liefeld or something like that. So that's how I look at it. Yeah, obviously, not as good of a writer as Loeb by any means, but the story itself, the art, and everything that really brings me in. And when I do these lists, this is obviously higher ranked on art than anything, which is probably why Kayla and I are going to clash a little bit on our lists. Because she brought up like The Walking Dead, and I was like, oh, but that art sucks. And I know she doesn't like some of the stuff I'm putting up here either, but I like it. You don't see Kayla and I disagree very often on there.
But I can't expect you're coming from a different point of view than I am, where I'm more heavily invested in the story. Like I said, the art may attract me, but the story is what keeps me. And that's just what it is. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. We can agree to disagree, and we can like different things, and
100%.
We're still going to be cool. Joe's still my homeboy.
We're still cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Pound you through the screen. Like, yeah.
It's like I wanted to do a J. Scott Campbell stream. I wanted to do a J. Scott Campbell stream.
With a fist bump over here.
Oh, sorry. I was reading.
Fist bump through the stream. Go this way. Yeah, like that.
You got to go the other direction.
What I'm opposite. What the
yes,
frick?
there you go.
This way.
There we got it.
My camera is mirrored because I'm like, wait, to me that looks like it was going this way.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
Whenever Tim Sale or Grant Morrison land a book, I quit picking it up. No, just no. I feel you. Loeb and Sale. Yeah, we covered that. Definitely covered that earlier. That was Kayla's 5th or 4th. I can't remember.
My 3rd pick was Tim Sale and Jeff Loeb, I believe. I can't remember. I'm so overtired. I can't remember.
Ed Brubaker on Batman Wardrobes is solid.
If you like pulpy style stuff, that's definitely,
Yeah, I agree with Astro Zombie here. Tinians, however you pronounce his name. Short run on Batman was good. The art by Jorge Jimenez was awesome. Yes, I did enjoy that. Actually. I like Finch on Ultimates, Russ on Kingdom Come, and Jim Lee on anything before his fall. I like that. Grant Morrison's new X-Men ended my X-Men run. I got that on here. That's going to be coming up because of Silvestri. I could care less about the writing. Honestly, it's awesome art. Give me some fun story to read.
I waited for it to happen. I waited.
Yeah, Kayla's all. As soon as I said that, she's like, "Oh, I hated that." She's like, "I think people are going to hate that too." I was like, "You know what? They might."
Well, it's not that I hated it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when it comes to X-Men, I mean, exactly, I'll hold off till I got to say what I got to say.
Yes. So. Hold off because we got to cover your number 1, and we'll cover my number 1.
Everyone knows my number 1. I'm pretty sure.
All right, let's do your number 1.
Okay, guys. My number 1 writer artist combination, and maybe this is a cheat, but it is Chris Claremont with fucking anybody. All
That's
right.
true.
That's just what it is. It is Chris Claremont. I mean, he is, what was it? Over a 17-year stint on X-Men. He worked with
Long
everyone
time.
from Dave Cockrum to John Byrne to Art Adams to Mark Silvestri to Jim Lee. So,
Yep.
I mean, what can
He
I say?
defined the X-Men. He defined who they were.
1991. That is longer than any other comic book writer to work on a series, I believe. He introduced complex writing, like introduced all this complex writing. He introduced things about the human psyche. He moved comics to a mature, sophisticated story. He basically like is the reason why I believe there is graphic novels. He's very direct with his characterizations of everyone. He knows his characters. What he did for women, he's one of the first writers that did really strong female characters. And it was not like in your face strong. It was women done correctly. He gave
Absolutely.
these characters flaws. He just had a deep understanding of I mean, I could go on and go on and go on. I literally worship Chris Claremont. I mean,
Yes.
and everyone that he worked with, everything was great. Like, I can't pick just one person because the time span that he worked on X-Men, everything was consistently good. I'm not going to pick one person because all of the artists that he worked with on the X-Men were phenomenal artists. You can't ask me to pick one over the other. I'm sorry, you can't.
I can pick one over the other.
Well, I know you can because Mark Silvestri is the list. I mean, for me,
Silvestri and
obviously,
Jim
like
Lee.
I know everyone would expect me to say, "Oh, Art Adams," because Art Adams is my favorite artist. But
Yeah.
it's more to me, Chris Claremont. No one can be the
Yes.
writer that Chris Claremont is.
Agreed, Henry.
Everyone strives to be a writer like Chris Claremont, as far as I'm concerned. His writing style is really the house style for X-Men, you could say. It's no one
It
can.
should be at least. I don't know
It
modern
should.
day.
I don't know about now. I mean,
Yeah,
until
should
after
be.
Grant Morrison arrived, I would say, because now a lot of them have taken the notice
Just do
from
Morrison's take.
Yeah, but writers are still expected to write like him when it comes to the X-Men, at least to me. I mean,
Well, I mean,
can't even.
he established the characters. You know, I
Yeah,
mean, he did so much to develop the characters over the period of time. I mean, he absolutely was the X-Men. And it's funny because when Kayla
It's the
said,
X-Men. It still is
Yeah.
the X-Men.
I'm just saying he was the X-Men. You know, like he himself was the X-Men. Modern day, yeah, I have no idea. But it was
No,
funny when
but
Kayla
there's one
sent
that-
me that text and she's like, my top pick is Claremont and pretty much anybody. And I laughed. I was like, because that was the same thing I was going to say. Of course, I decided to go a different way because she already took Claremont. So I was like, that'll be just your thing. But I agree. Like Claremont and just pretty much any artist. Obviously, I have my favorites with Jim Lee and Mark Silvestri on Uncanny and X-Men more than some of the rest. But yeah, Claremont is probably my favorite writer
I mean,
overall. You know, overall, that's just the guy that was the man growing up reading comics. You know, and much like Loeb, he wrote to his artist's strengths. I still remember Jim Lee had an interview, and he said when he got on X-Men, Claremont basically came to him and was just like, "What do you want to draw? You know, what characters would you like to draw? What would you like to do?" And Jim Lee kind of just threw out some characters, and Chris Claremont made a story out of it, and there you went. So he knew how to draw to or write to the artist's strength, and he knew how to bring these characters out the way they should be. And I think he's the main reason for the popularity of the X-Men.
I mean,
That and the fantastic artists he worked with, obviously.
It's also too, it's what he did. I mean, his writing style is he places value on clarity. Not what the characters are thinking. You know what they're feeling. He would rather over explain things to you than leave you wondering like what happened. You guys are really trying to make me pick.
I'm just Jasper, I think.
I'm not picking. Sorry, I'm cheating.
That's
I'm
right.
not picking. I pick Chris
There is no
Claremont.
cheat.
Anyone he
There is no
fucking
cheat. We
works
make the
with.
rules.
All right, that's it. I'm breaking the rules. You know, it's just so it's no one can do
Yeah.
what he has done. And this is why all of the X-Men comics suck, because he made them this
That's
great
true, Henry.
that they all sucked afterwards.
Yep.
Yeah, John. That is a fact.
That is true.
actually.
That is true. Absolutely true. Claremont wanted Colossus to be the big
So,
character.
so
Yeah, I agree.
it
You know,
was-
that's I don't think we can argue with that. I think that's, you know, absolutely. That's
it's
100%.
it's just everything that
100%.
he's done. I mean, there is so much, when you read something like, so visually it was amazing, it was action packed, it was, it was everything visually a comic book should be, the X-Men comics, okay? But then the writing in it, the writing was the story you could get lost in, and then you could feel the characters, like you would, like it's just pick an artist. I can't pick an artist. I literally cannot pick an artist.
So there are
because
no wrong
to
answers.
me, that feels, I know there's no wrong answers, but I literally can't pick an artist because I love everything that Claremont worked on in the X-Men. I can't. I would be betraying myself. I'm sorry. I
like
can't
it.
pick
I
an
like it.
artist.
Stick
I
to your
love
laurels. I dig
everything
it.
he worked on. I can't, I can't.
Yeah,
say
Claremont,
anything.
Portasio.
It's the X-Men, the X-Men is like the thing that really like got me into comic books. It was the X-Men.
Yeah,
Stuff
too.
on X-Men.
I think a lot of people our
Toronto,
age, it was the X-Men that got us all in the comics, and it was Claremont, 100%.
Yeah.
Baz said it was the best run in comic history. I would agree. I
Yes.
absolutely agree.
and they can never, they can't even, can I tell you, it is so good that they can't even fucking imitate it.
Yeah.
And I wonder, like, this is going to sound so bad, but you figure people are supposed to learn from the past history. Do you know what I'm saying? They're supposed to learn from it and take that
Right.
and make it better. No one
Yep.
has been able to do it. No one has been able to do it. It is now 20 something years after 1991, and no one has been able to make a better X-Men story. No one.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Jasper said Bruce Timm and Paul Dini count.
Oh, I love Bruce Timm and Paul Dini. Yes, absolutely. Yes, I love Paul Dini in general. I love, my favorite thing is actually his Zatanna run. Oh, Zatanna. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's great.
Interesting. As much as I don't care for the writer, Kingdom Come got me back into comics as an adult. Claremont's X-Men run is what made me decide to write comics next. The relationship between Byrne and Claremont was a wild relationship. I think the relationship between Claremont and a lot of his artists, well, some of his artists seem to be wild every once in a while. But you know what?
No matter what, they all still worked good together.
Exactly.
Even if
They still
problems
produce
behind
good.
the scenes.
Yeah.
They still produce good shit. I mean, who cares? Even at I guess people are going to clash, and that's just the reality. But you can't see it in the work that was produced and came out. You can't see that, these people were struggling here, or these people, didn't get along, or this and whatever the fucking case. So
Jasper said no mentorship in comics is a big problem today. There's nothing edgy anymore. Agree. To this day, no one has written a Hellfire Club story even close to Claremont's.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Darwin Cook was a great writer-artist combination.
No one has written anything as close to Dark Phoenix. I know everyone's going to be like, oh, you're so basic, Dark Phoenix. Well, read Dark Phoenix and tell me how you feel. That is a story. I literally wrote a 35-page essay on Dark Phoenix versus that atrocity of a movie for a class, and it ended up getting published. It got published.
Oh, nice.
By the school as an example essay for people to use. But there's so much symbolism within that story, and just everything about it, just the human perspective. It is a story about how sacrifice and love beats out power. You can have all this power and you sacrifice yourself because of the empathy and the love that you have for other people. You could be God of everything. Just saying.
Chimera says she loves the 2019 Dark Phoenix movie.
I fucking hate that movie with a passion. Got me swearing over here.
All right, I'm going with not because of Grant Morrison, because of Mark Silvestri, but I actually really liked this. I liked it. I don't care. Like, I like the story. Obviously, I'm in love with the art.
I love
But
this cover.
The new X-Men run of Grant Morrison, the end, or I don't even know if this was the end, but I don't know what the hell he did before this because I really could care less. But Mark Silvestri's 3-issue, 4-issue run on this, I liked the story, but the art was amazing. Why is that not playing?
I don't know. It's because story. It's because I just talked about Chris Claremont, and it's
You
like
did.
He broke my work. No, I'm kidding.
Claremont was too wordy. It was but I still liked his stuff. Let me try getting this back on.
I liked all of the Grant Morrison stuff up until I forgot who did first. Was it Silvestri? Silvestri, I think, took over after Ethan Van Sciver. I'm trying to think of who came on when. I own it
I'm
all.
not sure.
I can't think right now.
Yeah, it's a story arc. A story arc is a run. That's what I say. So if it's 4 issues, it's just a story arc run. Yep. Here Comes Tomorrow. I'm not sure if I even read that one.
Yeah, it was Jim Shooter. Jim Shooter had a lot to do with it, with a lot of things. I honestly think that's why Mark Silvestri went on to do Cyberforce and everything. Because Silvestri was who did work on Why Is My Brain Not Working Right Now? But basically, when Wolverine went apeshit and killed everybody within the Dark Phoenix saga realm, Jim Shooter was like, well, he's a hero. He can't kill everybody or whatever the case. And they brought everyone back as cyberkinetic. Why can't I think of what they're called right now? Where is my brain tonight? What's going on with your video, Joe? The Reavers.
The same thing. It's the same thing that's been going on my computer all day. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's pissing me off. Yeah. Yeah,
but I think that's because Silvestri did the Reavers, so I'm thinking he used that as inspiration when he went on to do Cyberforce. Yeah.
For some reason, it's not playing anymore. Sorry about that, guys. We're not gonna be able to look at it, but I mean, we have looked at this. I've looked at the art on this channel quite a bit, so you all know. That's my number one, and it's mostly because of Silvestri. But my favorite art writer would have to be Claremont and Loeb, hands down. If I had to pick them all. All right, let me clear all these out.
They're the two best writers, I would say, within the comic book. Two of the best. Two of the best, I would say, because there are other writers. Like, if we were doing just a writer thing, I would start naming all the writers I like. But we're not. Sorry, I just got so amped up talking about Chris Claremont. I was just like,
no, I'm glad you were, because
I've been cocaine high or something. Like, I'm just like, Chris
Claremont. Yeah, you might be. Yeah. No, I'm glad you were, because I'm having issues on my end. So trying to deal with this live sucks. Survive Infinity 0088 says, "Hail Joe, hail Kayla, hail. Good to see you." Wait, what was that EVS that made them look Spanish?
EVS did one of my all-time favorite Jean Grey covers.
Kayla's Illuminati confirmed.
I know. I get the pyramid thing here. I got my salt lamp going. I live in Salem.
All the signs are there. Barry Windsor Smith's Reavers in X-Men 205 was amazing. Yeah.
I just realized, like, eating that Slim Jim took like all the lipstick off of the top of one of my lips. So
that's an interesting
all the
notice there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Sorry, guys. Something's going on with my computer. I have no idea what it is.
I know exactly what happened, Joe.
Yeah, what?
It's because I talked about Chris Claremont first, so it cursed anything X-Men.
That's what it is.
After Claremont.
Desolate Souls, we're going to do an Alpha Flight 1 review. Come on, you guys, and let's discuss it. I've never read it.
You never read Alpha Flight?
Never read it. Nope.
Alpha Flight is like basically like
I mean, I know what it is. I just never read it. I didn't like it.
X-Men.
Yeah, I just that was the kind of thing. Like, I didn't like the design of the characters. I know Jim Lee worked on it early on, but I never have bothered to go back to try to collect those issues. Meat on the lips. I Ah, that was a good one. I like that.
The earlier Alpha Flight stuff is actually really good. So
We're gonna jump to we're gonna keep on this discussion going, but at the beginning of the show, I was talking about this auction that we got coming up on December 10th. It's called the Epic Art Auction. Let's see if this will actually play. Hold on a second. Yeah. So that was actually supposed to have a voiceover. For some reason, my computer's not working, so I couldn't do a voiceover on it. But this auction we're doing is to help raise money for Sean and the Ahrendt family, whose mom passed away about 4 weeks ago, to help alleviate some of the financial burden that comes along with losing a parent. He also lost his father back in 2020. So he's trying to cover the medical bills and try to keep his parents' house and a bunch of other stuff. So we came up with an idea to do a fundraiser, but let's do an auction. Let's auction off a bunch of awesome pieces for a good cause that's come together. And we have some fantastic art in this auction from guys like Dan Frega, Marat Michaels. Let's see, where's the actual?
you have there is amazing stuff for this auction. There is, and it's going to be all different affordable price points too.
Yeah,
So,
there's gonna be bundles. I know Rick Saylor is going. I know I'm gonna bring him in a little bit if he's around to talk about what he's putting together. But he's putting together like these big bundles. Another one, 9.8 Spider-Man #1 that he's got. That he's putting in there, graded CGC book. But yeah, we got Dan Frega, Marat Michaels, Mike McMahon, Chris Graves, Rich Ayala, Jonathan Wayshak, Alexa Lowe, who's a fantastic artist if you don't know her.
yeah, she's beautiful.
Jason Bascom, Dan Dahl, Shelby Robertson, and more. And when I say more, is we got artists coming in all the time. We got some people we're working on. So I wanted to debut this piece that's going to be going up for the auction. And we're going to let you guys know the actual schedule of that, when all these are going to be available. But here is, do I have a countdown? I know I got a countdown here somewhere. Here we go. So this is a piece going up in the auction from Brett Booth, original art that he did specifically for this auction of Spawn. This is going to be available on the 10th. One of the 3 shows, and this, if I didn't mention it before, this is going to span 3 different shows. My show, Michael Bancroft's show, and Jeremy Lloyd Crackhead's show, all on Saturday night starting around 8 o'clock. We're going to span all 3 shows, and every show is going to have a big ticket item. But yeah, this I just got back from Brett Booth today. Who I was very thrilled and happy that he put in on this auction. To see the amount of people coming together to put stuff into this auction to help out Sean, I think has been just absolutely heartwarming to see. And some big names too, like this small names like me, if that's what you want to say, but like some big guys that we've had on the show and people that know Sean and gotten to know him want to come through and help out as well. So this is going to be an original piece of art that's going to be available on the auction on December 10th. So definitely show up, guys. And there's more. Kenneth Rocafort is putting something in, Jonathan Jetty. I mean, the names just keep coming. So we're going to start dropping more and more of the items that are going to be available as the days get closer to the 10th. But I'm going to post this probably on Twitter after the show. If you see this shared around, if you see the flyer shared around, word of mouth goes a long way to promoting this auction. It's going to be a fun time. I invite everybody to come out on the 10th. It's going to be great. Yeah, that's what I said when I first saw it, man. yeah. I saw this. I texted him earlier today. I was like, hey, man, I was wondering if you had that piece done that you were working on. And he sent me this. And he's like, yep, all done. Just have to scan it. I was like,
Amazing.
shit, like that is badass.
It just goes to
Um,
show how good of a person Sean is. Like I always
he
say,
is, yes,
Sean is one of the most genuine people you will ever meet. Like
he
I
is
simply
100%.
adore Sean. He's just amazing all the way around, and he deserves, like, with everything that he does for the community and how supportive he is with everybody, he deserves to receive some of the same support back when he needs it most. He deserves
Yeah.
that. So it'll be great that we can all come together for him and, you know, help him out and his family when it's needed. Because that's what we do here. We're all one community, and we're all
Yep.
like a family. So
Yeah, and it's just the chance to come together to help each other out, I think is great. If you see me in the news for robbing a bank, you'll know why. Yeah, dude, trust me, I saw this too. I was like, I'm gonna have to bid on this because hosts of the show can bid as well. You know, so I mean, there's definitely some things I've seen come through that I would like to bid on. Like we said, there's gonna be a Roquefort original piece that's gonna be available for bid too. Like, so I mean, but to get Brett Booth, who is on arguably one of the hottest comic books going right now in Gunslinger
yes.
Spawn, to come in and do a piece for Sean for this campaign for somebody to auction or to buy to bid on is super cool. I know when Sean saw it, it made his day. Absolutely made his day.
I honestly, you know what? It would be kind of cool if someone bids on it and sends it to Sean.
Oh, that would be even cooler.
That
Like,
would
buy it
be
for him.
amazing.
I'm
Yeah.
not kidding.
Like
Hail
if
crazy man.
if I had the money to bid on it and send it to Sean, I would in a heartbeat. Absolutely. I would.
Yeah. I'm actually going to send an invite real quick to Rick. If you are around, Rick, and you want to come in and talk about what you're putting together, because I know that you're putting together something really awesome.
I'm
Really
trying to
awesome.
find where I put the couple books that I have.
And that's the thing, is like it's not just going to be art. There's going to be some
I
bundles that are put up
I
as
found
well. So it's going to be a lot of original art and a lot of awesome comics, including a bunch of Comics Gate stuff. And just there's so many people coming out to put things into this auction.
Okay.
It was almost overwhelming. Almost overwhelming. Kayla, get back on camera. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I was digging for some of my items, but they're everywhere right now, so I don't know where I put the newer stuff. But I have the two that I showed you. So this is Madame Mirage, Kenneth Roquefort signed, and it has this certificate of authenticity with it. This is going to be up for bid. So
show the cover again.
So this is the cover.
Yeah,
here. It's signed.
That's awesome.
It has the certificate of authenticity with it. So, and I don't know if that's either a stamp, but that's Silvestri's signature. So I had to pull it out and figure it out. And then I grabbed this. It's not CGC. It is the other comic book rating company. This is a 9.2 Incredible Hulk 377 CBCS.
Yes.
This is Leone's art here. This is just I love this cover. And I know a lot of other people do like this as well. So this will be up for grabs too. And there'll be a couple other items too, because I got some trades and some other issues and some variants. I also have that Harley Quinn variant, the new Harley Quinn variant that Silvestri put out, because it was a 1 in 25. Yeah, because it was a 1 in 25. So I have another one of those to put out there with stuff. So yeah, I have some things. So
Con's Comic Pit Stop. Jeez. I know we were doing a GoFundMe for payment, but is there no tax implications for that? Just know a guy doing a charity through them and got hit $3,000 on 25,000 or something like that. No, you still have to pay. You still have to pay something to GoFundMe for the platform, and I'm sure there's taxes just like anything. Unfortunately,
you will.
Yep.
There will.
There's just no way around it.
Yeah, you do have to pay a tax on it, unfortunately.
That's cool to see Booth is cool and not a dip like other big artists working in the mainstream. You know what's cool about Brett is he's been on the channel quite a few times. We've had him on Art and Stuff like 3 times. I've had him on this channel, I think, like twice or something. And he's cool at Comicsgate. Like it's not something that bothers him. He doesn't get wrapped up in in the narrative or the association or whatever. You know, I mean, I think he's one of those guys. If you're cool with him, he's cool with you. He likes his fans. He appreciates his fans. And he's always been an awesome dude to come on the show, even though it was a Comicsgate channel. So, and every time he's done it, it's always been a fun conversation. And you know, Sean and I have really enjoyed getting to know him over the last year or so. And when I hit him up and I told him what we were doing about Sean, he hit me up probably about 10 minutes and said he definitely would get something done, and he absolutely did. And this is a killer piece. And yeah, I'm, you know, thinking about bidding on it as well. So,
And you know what? He sets the example for how people should be within this industry, to me, in my opinion. You know, because it shouldn't matter who you support or whatever the case, because that doesn't speak about you as a person. Too many people want to speak about people as a person based on who they choose to associate with or what they choose to label people. It's ridiculous. So
yeah,
he's amazing. So
we got Amanda B in the house. Hail.
I love that Amanda calls you like Fred Durst.
Oh yeah. There's only a few people that do that still. And that goes back to when Sean and I first became Comicsgate. I think Leroy gave us the Fred Durst and Justin Timberlake monikers. And for a long time, people called me Durst and called him Justin or Timberlake or something like that.
Sean was Justin Timberlake? Wait,
yeah. Yeah, and it stuck. It stuck for the longest time. And now I think only a handful of people do it. Amanda does it, and maybe Vanessa still does it. That's about it. Yeah.
I love that.
I like
That's
it.
great.
Yeah. Is Joe rolling? Yeah, you know
It's you have to
You know
roll
what's
and
up.
breathe in and breathe
I've
out.
done that before. I did it a lot. Trust. I played into it. And then people got to know me a little bit more, and they're like, yeah, and start calling me my name. I like it. Durst and JT. That's right. That's what it was. Yep. That's exactly what we were. So, yeah. So we're going to be revealing a lot more pieces coming up, getting closer and closer to the 10th. And we're going to let you know what piece is going to be available on each show, so you know what show to tune in. I would ask you to tune in for the whole thing. If you got time, you want to chill out, we're going to have special guests on throughout the night. I know each show is planning on doing something different and keeping it fun. I know Jeremy's planning on doing his thing, and I'm sure Bancroft is going to be entertaining doing his thing as usual. So it's going to be just a fantastic night. Welcome, Rick. What's going on, brother?
What's up, guys?
Amanda B is the worst. Crazy mad. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Leave Amanda alone.
So let me pull this off the screen for a second. All right. So I know Rick is one of the guys that's putting together a bundle, and we're going to have some bundles at the auction as well. And it's just going to be a mass amount of things that you can get within this bundle. I know Rick has been working hard to put some awesome stuff together, and his might be one of the more popular ones when we actually get it all said and done. So what do you got, man? What do you got? What do you want to talk about?
Let's see. Let me switch my camera around.
What are you laughing about?
Me? I was laughing at the move in, move out, hands up, hands down, amazing lyrics.
Back up. Tell me what you want to do now.
Yeah, exactly. All right, man, let me blow you up here.
I love how he has everything like displayed. Rick.
Oh, you like my new guy?
You got the Galactus.
yeah.
Did you pay 800 for it?
100? I wish.
What?
He's dope. We're not gonna show off Galactus stuff. Look how little Pit is compared to Galactus.
Yeah, that's a towering statue.
We got that in my shop. That was like in the shop I work at in October, and that box was ginormous. Like, no way to put it.
Oh, it was nuts, man. I couldn't pass it. I had to get it. You can see I collect a lot of toys here, Kayla. And, that's my DC multiverse stack.
That's literally like the row. That is like a row that we had for sale. It's like you came in the shop and bought one of everything.
What's my pretty much is what I've done.
Okay,
right,
so yeah.
First off, let's start with some smaller stuff. So I'm doing 2 bundles.
Okay.
Each bundle is gonna get this little Hush Batman Hush coloring book because it's badass.
Yeah, you know what's cool about that is like if you take it for just the art alone, it's a great just black and white book.
That's it. That's why I
Yeah.
got it. I was like, I actually got one of these for you too, Joe.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Joe can
So-
practice coloring in the lines.
That's right. I love coloring.
I got it. I was just like, man, I'm not even gonna color this thing because my crayons ain't handy anymore. Okay, so I got one of those each for each bundle. Then I'm gonna do this Jeff Johns, Andy Kubert, Flashpoint.
Nice. Yeah,
So
that one's awesome. That one's awesome.
Each one will get one of those. Then I got a Jeff John, a Jim Lee one that I found.
Wow.
So each thing will get a Jim Lee dude. And then I got up with Bascom. So everybody's gonna get in this bundle will get an absolute one.
Nice.
And
Yes.
this one is the special tier like secret cover.
Oh,
And
that's
then
awesome.
absolute book 1 and 2. So those will be in those. I hit up Sumo Thori. So shout out to Sumo Thori because he's a badass. I was basically just telling him because he's an art collector about the auction, and I didn't even have to ask. He said he'd send me some stuff
Nice.
to throw in.
And
my-
that's what's been cool about this whole thing is like there's been people that just wanted to send stuff that we didn't even get a chance to ask or just hit us up about it. So I mean that's what's awesome about this auction and the everyone just coming together for Sean and his family. I think it's just absolutely beautiful. Love it.
It was awesome, man. I mean, everybody's just well, Sean's a good dude, so I mean it makes it easy.
Yeah.
He's an angel.
All right, let me
No
set
one
my
can
phone
tell
down.
me otherwise.
So he sent me a couple things. So in one of the bundles,
There we go.
I'm gonna have a copy of Fiendish somewhere in this pile of shit. So he sent me this, and I tell you what. Okay, so for not being not being an artist or nothing, and Sumo sent me his shit Shelby style. I'm pretty
Shelby style.
fine and fine. But so he sent me this.
Oh, nice.
It's a handmade wallet from Rini.
Oh,
Dude, this thing's
Oh.
actually badass. She burned it, so it's all handmade from her. So that'll
Very
go
cool.
with the Fiendish book. Then he sent me a piece of Chuma Hill, I think is her name. Artwork.
Hill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
gorgeous.
So that'll go with one of the bundles.
Wow. This thing's huge. Like,
Then on top of that, he sent me this badass
oh, nice. Nice. 9.8. That's
so
awesome.
There'll
Wow.
basically be at least one graded book in each bundle. So then I hit up Justin Belmont from Smokes to Fox, and he instantly was down with it. So another shout out to Justin Belmont.
Yeah.
So if you
Hail.
haven't actually backed Smokes to Fox, I highly recommend it because the dude's a good dude. Plus, I mean, you got Mike Barron, which nobody mentioned in your little blah, 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 great artists and fucking writers. Okay, so what I did is I basically, what's better than a CG auction for charity
right.
than to buy PG books? So on top of the absolute books that I got, each tier is going to have the Lost Pages from the Zay Boys.
Nice.
So you're going to get a Lost Pages and a Lost Pages Myths, Lost Pages 2.
Oh, sweet.
All the little shit. And which was super happy because they sent that shit out fast as crap, so I got it just in time.
That's badass.
Then I got there's gonna be a set of Smokes to Fox and Weaponized Werewolf in each set. Belmont sent me a special one. It's got Mike Barron's autograph on it. It's got basically all the creators' autograph on it. Of course, I mixed it up.
Man, how many things are in these bundles, man? Have you counted it up? Like, this is
I
insane.
haven't actually counted it up yet because I'm kind of still building it.
Wow.
So it's going to be, with the hard books, it's going to be at least, a fat stack. The true winners, other than Sean, are going to be the Postal Service.
Yeah. For sure.
But you know what, dude? As soon as you said something to me about it, I was like, dude, what's better? I figured the auction was the best bet because that's going to be
yeah, it is
fun for everybody, and it'll be a great day. I think it's going to be the second greatest day, if not the first, in CG history. Actually, need to.
I hope so.
Cut off the thing here because how did Joe and everybody in the chat? How did Joe not get new creator of the year? Some bullshit. I'm telling you right now.
You know what it is?
I appreciate you, Rick. Thank you.
Can I tell you, when Joe's book is out and everyone has Joe's book, that's going to be the game changer.
I'm telling shenanigans.
So that's what you have to think about it as. Obviously, we know.
Well, the way I look at it is not too many new creators. Drop the book at 55K starting right now, and it will get to 75.
It will get to 75. Absolutely. It better get to
even
75.
if I have to back another 10 grand myself.
Amanda said she voted for me. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate you.
I obviously voted for you, Joe.
Oh, I appreciate it. Amanda said, "Wait, 3 bundles? You have to make her make a brand new list, man."
No, it'll be two just big bundles, and then I just got in contact with Don Chin, so he's gonna message me back. He's also gonna donate a bundle of his books and a sketch card from somebody awesome. I can't remember who it was, but yeah.
Again,
So
when we go through everything, there's gonna be a long list of thanks to give to all the creators putting in original art or putting in comics of their own to go into the auction, and obviously everyone behind the scenes that's helping put this together, because there's a lot of people involved in doing this, including Amanda, who is going through right now keeping track of everything. So kudos to her and shout out, because I don't know if anybody else could be entrusted to do that besides Amanda. So I mean, you definitely you're doing probably the most work right now. I appreciate it.
Yeah, she's whipping up some good shit, man.
Yeah.
Oh, and then so another book I found is this Justice League of America, Volume 1. Because it had Brett motherfucking Booth on there. So, and Dave Finch, Jeff Johns. I had to grab that. So each bundle will get one of those too.
Jeez, man.
And then
there it is.
We like Spider-Man in here.
There it is.
No, it's not a CGC. It's a PGX. It's still a 9.8.
Yeah, it's good enough for me.
Which one is that? Sorry. What company did that one again?
PGX.
Okay, yeah, PGX. Yeah, we have that PGX at my shop too. We have CBCS and PGX and CGC. Yep, those are the top 3.
I tell you what. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I mean, regardless, it's a 9.8 graded. I mean, hell.
Well,
I know that CGC is like the main thing that everybody knows, but
PGX and CBCS are now taking they're now taking over CGC, believe it or not, like as far as like the grading of the books goes, because CGC has been damaging a lot of books lately. So people have not been happy with CGC.
Jay Ryan says, "What's with all these rookie 9.8 books?" They're the only 3. That works. So there you go.
A 9.8 is still a 9.8.
What was your Incredible Hulk there?
9.2.
A 9.2.
Yeah,
look at that.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been I've been buying up a lot of Dale Keown or CGC graded pits, and my goal is to have them all.
Oh shit.
Well, CGC lately has been fucking up books. I know.
Oh, I've seen
The whole book's fucked up. So
I've seen some bad books. I seen one where a guy got back and it was actually folded almost in half.
they bent in my X23.
Yeah, and
Really?
it was like a couple $1,000 book. It wasn't like a cheap book. It was.
Yeah,
Wow.
they bent my X23 first appearance. They bent my fucking X23.
Oh shit.
So, and you know what that book goes?
Now I'm
to
rethinking
draw?
getting my Batman Silvestri one.
So it's
graded.
a 9.8 bent.
Nice.
So,
I also picked up some art. I'm gonna get some more before the end. So there'll be some like surprise shit the day of that I'll just throw in. So what I'll do is I'll take a picture of everything for Amanda. I'm gonna hit up Sumo Authority. He's gonna help me figure out which bundle to put the books in, and because all of them are gonna be pretty much the same. One will have the Fiendish and Irene stuff. One will have like a piece of Bascom. So I got this from him.
Nice.
I got really badass Batman that he did.
or you could do like it randomized.
So I'm gonna have one like higher bundle that'll be probably a little bit more, and then I'll do like a smaller bundle. So one will have just a little bit more value to it, and then okay, now let's move back on to Joe's campaign real quick.
Before we do, Vaughn asked who Sean was. So Sean was my co-host on Ott and Stuff. We had a show together called Ott and Stuff over in the Ott and Stuff channel that we've been doing for 2 years. He's one of my best friends. I've known him since 2007. He's one of the primary reasons why I started doing Reaper Destroyer again, to try to get that out. And so we knew that this was kind of coming when his mom took ill. And it's something I wanted to try to get out, knowing that the outcome was probably going to be what it is, just so we can help him and his family out. So, yeah, he's one of my best friends and a good guy in the community. A big heart, cheers a lot of people on, and he's been a platform to help other creators come on and talk about their books as well. So that's Sean, and that's who we're doing it for sure. Bordeaux said, I bent my X23 also. It's better now.
I didn't. Yeah, my next number 3, yes. Which it was like, which really it's a 9.8. So imagine what it's going for. If out of 7 it goes for $350. So, and they offered to press it for me. No, they need to find me the book, and I'm not going to accept a press book. They're going to find me another copy of the book, and they're going to fucking replace it.
Hell yeah, they are.
So,
Crazy Mad said Rick is skimping. Tell him to sell me the Pit and Galactus. I like that. Good job, Crazy Mad. Throw it out there.
$1,200. You can go and buy a Galactus. He's about $600.
800. They're around 800 at my store. So
you could get them. There's guys.
Yeah, he does, Sumo. 100%.
The LCS I bought mine from, the dude had 5 of them, and he wanted $650 for that. And I told him I'd give him $600, and he was like, "All right."
yeah, so $650 is what he bought it for.
When you see High Roller Rick coming in your comic book store, you know money's about to get dropped.
That's what he paid for it. That's what the price was to get it for.
Originally, there were 4 if you would have crowdfunded it, but I was late to the game on them.
Yeah, I don't think most shops don't really crowdfund, so they wait until it goes into Diamond, the distributor, and then they pay the distributor price. So
yeah, it's a big hit if you don't sell them. I mean, at that price, you're kind of limited.
That's why we only got 1.
Yeah.
He got 2. He got 2, but I think 1 is for him to keep or when it goes up sky high in price, then he'll bring it to a con and sell it, because it will sell at a con to some collectors.
One good thing is he sold 43,000 of them were made, so they're going to stay low for a while, but after about a year or 2, they're gonna go up.
All right, guys, I think we're going to be getting out of here pretty soon. I know Kayla's got an early morning. Yeah, go for it. What's up?
One more thing. Okay, so what's your pull your campaign up? What's your destroyer to right now?
Oh yeah.
In a minute. You didn't
But-
show your book, Joe. God, what a slacker.
forget.
You got to start the
forget.
stream off. Reaper Destroyer, man.
I know I should. I forget. Well, we tripped into the stream. I had a glitch on my end where the graphics were playing, all my intros were playing, but on YouTube we were live. It was the weirdest thing.
Should have brought out that guitar and started singing.
I should have. Yeah. Yeah. So that's my campaign, Reaper Destroyer. The Destroyer tier, as Rick is saying, we're up to 35. Up to 35. Halfway there.
I'm getting scared.
Getting scared. Because if we get to 60, there's original art. Rick, what's going on at 60? You got that handy?
Okay, so there's only a few books I'm really pumped in CG for. Of course, Shelby. And Reaper Destroyer is probably my second favorite. Sorry, Joe, but I love Shelby.
Son of a bitch.
But
It's the hair. It's the hair.
Yeah.
But I feel so confident in Joe. I know how much money he's already dropped into this. I know this is a passion. This is not one just, hey, one day let's make this book kind of deal. This is something that he's put a lot of hard work into this book. So I put my money where my mouth was, and I commissioned Jason Bascom to do this piece for Joe. And I tell you what, this original looks so much more badass because, I mean, just Bascom just does this crazy shit, man. It's phenomenal.
Yes, I agree. He has such a distinct style that no one else has.
It was so hard. Joe's like,
100%.
send me a thumbnail, send me a little picture of it. And I'm like, I can't. And he's like, just send me a little. And I sent like an eyeball, like this much, not even that much. And he was like, Bascom? And I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, I knew it right off the bat. He's got that style. I mean, once you see it, you're like, oh, nailed
I
it.
wanted something different. When I thought of somebody, I was like, all right, Bascom can kind of do something crazy. So not only will I donate that, but so when it gets to 60,000 or 60 backers, I'm also gonna go in the Absolute Book 1 and 2 with it, in case somebody didn't back it because he, just in case,
And that will be raffled off to any one of the 60 people that back the Destroyer tier. And this is something that Rick's doing. He came up with it, so I got to commend him on that. And again, solid. You see the bundle he's putting together for this auction. Rick,
that's another,
Rick and Crazy Mad. You guys, yeah, you're right up there. Some giant supporters of the community, for sure.
That's what one thing that's awesome about this, Joe, is that you didn't even ask Sean. You know how dudes are. We don't ask for shit. And
Right.
You hit me up and you were like, dude, I want to do something cool to help get some money for Sean. And I was instantly like, I got a bunch of shit, dude. Like, Sean's a good dude. I've talked to him a bunch of times behind stream, and he's just a nice guy, man. And one
100%.
thing I think that's going to be awesome is Sean's so humble that he just, I don't think he realized how much people liked him and what a good guy he was. And this is just seeing everybody come together. Like I said, Sumo Thori. That's it. I'll send it to you. Don Chin immediately was like, yes. I hit up Peter. Everybody I hit up was just like immediately like, yeah, no problem. Same thing with Justin Belmont. He was like, dude, I'll send you some stuff. No problem, man. And I told him what I was doing. And Smokes the Fox turned out awesome, guys. I'm not even joking. For the price you can get, support him if you can. But, yeah, it's just, dude, just overall, this is what CG does, man. That's another shout out. The Lord Crackhead giveaway should have won best fucking moment of CG.
That's true.
I don't give a shit about all them other things. Those are just moments in CG. Granted, they were all cool, but think about what the 1,000 giveaway was. That was huge. It was 4 backers. It wasn't a personal thing. It was for the fans. And to me, that was the most iconic thing. Yeah, Dale coming in CG was fucking awesome. A lot of the other stuff was awesome. But when do you give away like $20,000 worth of stuff? Kenneth Rocafort art, And just Kenneth on stream when you guys talk to him about it, he's like, "I'll donate a piece." Look at Booth donating a piece. Just
Yeah.
this is what CG's about right here, man. Just people coming together.
Crazy Mad just with the super chat. Joe, 49.
Yeah, Crazy Mad. Thank you, brother. $49.99 said for Sean. That's awesome. So here's what we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna be setting up a GoFundMe for Sean so we can keep the money in one spot when it comes to the auction. And when you bid on a piece, when you win it in the chat, you just go then to the link and put that money in there. And when it's in, then it'll be confirmed, and you'll be set to go with your win, I guess. But we're also asking if anybody wants to do super chats on that day, just go take that money, whether it's $2, $5, $10, or whatever, and just put that to the GoFundMe. We're trying to take as much money as possible and put it in there because they have a pretty big financial burden. And it's just I'll just leave it at that. So, but yes, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. I'll make sure this $49.99. I'll just round it up and put 50 in there and make sure that gets in there as soon as we got the GoFundMe. I appreciate you, brother. I know Sean does too. He's extremely humbled by all of the support that you guys are giving him. It's not easy for a guy like him to think that people out there would want to support him that much. So he's extremely humbled and just moved every time we talk about it. And I, talk about the people that have donated and the excitement that this thing is getting. So Rob Hale, he says, Joe, where's your boob window shirt? I will make sure I wear one next time for you. But Rob also said he's got something for Sean, so that's awesome. We appreciate everybody. I mean,
it's gonna have nipple holes. I'm sorry.
Rob said we call that. Oh well, no, it's already gone. Never mind. I said it.
What?
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say he'll cut off his mohawk once we get to a certain goal.
Oh, there you go. I like that.
Rob,
Aldous says, really appreciate the sentiment there, Rick. If I can speak for the show, we were just honored to pull it together for everyone and remain humbled by the response. Same for being a part of this. Yeah, that was a great time. It was a great night.
Yeah.
Crazy Man said, also I'm a better backer than Rick.
See, people who got to keep saying that, that's like an ugly girl keeps saying she's hot. It's not. It doesn't make it true.
Chat is busting me up tonight. That's awesome. Jay Ryan says, I like Joe's sense of mystery, Rob. He leaves me wanting more. Yeah, that's the whole point. That is the whole point. Now I need a cigarette. All right, guys, we're gonna jump off here. It's midnight. Kayla's got to get up early in the morning, and I need to go to bed too. I'm kind of tired for sure.
Yeah.
Thursday 8:00. I'm gonna be on here with Jay Lee as well as Zade Studios. We're gonna be talking some comics, looking at some cool art, talking about some campaigns. Come by and hang out. Hopefully my intro works this time around. I won't be just left looking like a dumbass at the beginning of the stream, not knowing what the hell is going on. Live TV. Gotta love it. Kayla, what do you got coming up?
Thursday at 9:30. My interview segment's back on Death Curse. So I will have.
So watch me and then go watch
Pedro.
Kayla.
I'll have Pedro on and Ginge to talk about tropical magics. You will have a second chance to get it. It's going to be on Kickstarter. So I highly suggest that if you did not back it first time around, that you do back it on Kickstarter. If you back it on my show, that's even better. So, but yeah,
DM me, Rob. DM me.
See you on the Death Curse channel. And then other than that, I think this Sunday I will be on Jeremy's channel for the Game of Thrones talk.
Nice.
And we're going to be doing a giveaway on that at some point. I can't remember the exact date, but we'll be doing some Game of Thrones giveaway with some Game of Thrones trivia coming up. And then next Tuesday, I will be here.
We'll figure out something for next Tuesday. We'll figure out. I've been very occupied with the auction and working on the book and everything.
Yeah, so we'll figure it out.
I'll try to get back on track with show
Maybe
ideas.
We should do a draw stream.
You guys could
Maybe
do a logo stream.
I think maybe Joe should draw while I ask a bunch of questions.
Maybe we should do that. We'll
Or
see.
you can ink
We'll see.
something, and you
Oh, we
can
could do
walk
that.
through your new inking process.
Ooh, I like the ideas. Sheldon Martin for $4.99. Thank you, brother. Said fun stream, guys. Thanks. Good night, everybody. Well, thank you for being with us tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. Rick, I know you like to promote a lot of people, so why don't you give a rapid fire real quick before we get out of here? What should everybody be looking forward to and checking out and picking up?
Well, first, get the Destroyer tier.
That's right.
If you can't, save up some money, sell some crack, and then get the Destroyer tier.
Hell yeah! Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Well, crackhead will get it done.
Get your rocket. All this is kicking some butt on that. I gotta recommend Smokes the Fox. I got that, dude, and I was impressed with it. I'm not gonna lie. It was better than I thought. Justin's a good dude. Who else? There's just so many good campaigns right now, man. It's unreal.
There are. It's insane.
TG's been killing it, dude. I've been getting packages like every couple of days, dude.
Did you back the Death Curse stuff, Rick?
For sure. Yeah, you had a Shelby cover on there. What?
He's like, come on, all you gotta do is put Shelby on there. Of course.
No, you know what? I backed it. And then I found out while I was backing it that there was that blood foil variant, and I instantly backed that. And then I called Shelby and I asked him why he didn't fucking tell me that there was he was doing another cover. And then,
well, we were shadow banned the whole time our campaign was going and didn't even know until afterwards.
I'm actually glad you guys did that second chance campaign because I missed it the first time. I had it on my list and I missed it. So when you did that, that was perfect. I was able to get it that time.
Yeah, I've been seeing people getting their books, so that's been like exciting.
Yes.
That's been really exciting to see, you know, my editorial stuff and Spencer's work and Jeff's work. Just people getting their books is like exciting when you're part of the team that put out the book. It's like it's awesome. So
yeah,
the replicator said I'm gonna blow Rick's mind, like he will lose it. You talking about for what you're putting in for the auction, or are you just talking in general?
Oh my God, molded Shelby for you.
Replicators get fours.
Life-size mold of Shelby.
I told Rob, I said I need some some secret insights into his book. That way I can promote it right. You know.
There you go.
He sent me a couple pictures. I tell you what, Replicator 3 was badass. I backed it like 4 times. I got all his posters.
I've enjoyed all the Replicators.
We bust his balls.
Yeah.
We bust his balls, but I mean, the shit he has to put up with unfortunate, artists fuck ups, and he came together and made a good book, man. Replicator 3 was in one of my favorite books, so I have high hopes for Replicator 4.
100%. Bordeaux says I still have an offer for editorial skills. I think he's talking to you, Kayla.
You gotta DM me. You gotta DM me, and you have there's a lot of things that go into editing something. You have to. I would have to be the best fit for your book, and then on top of it all, I really have to like your story, and then we have to have time frames that work out. So it's one thing to give me an offer for editorial skills, but am I the right person to edit your work? That is the question that you have to ask editors, because we all have different styles.
That's a good point.
So
that's a great point. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will be back next Tuesday with something awesome. I will be here Thursday with Jay Lee and Zayd Studios. And everyone have a great time. Be good. Be safe to each other out there. Wait, what? I'll talk to you later. Picture me naked. Bye.